the boys have pulled up really well, and we've monitored their training the last couple of weeks because we knew this was going to come, and so the boys are ready to go.
You got to the round of 16 last year with Moreton Bay up in Queensland. How far do you reckon you can get these guys if you get through to tonight?
Oh mate, we're improving, week in, week out. So I think if we can get in there and get some good draws, we can go as far as the same again. To be fair, but end of the day, we'll just take this game first, and hopefully we can get the job done.
Uta Conagay has been a real star for you guys. A hat-trick against Bulleen, really ran the show against South Melbourne. What do you expect from him tonight?
I think much of the same. I think it's a process. The team, want to score goals, and the way we do it's a process. So, without the other players doing their job and their role, Uta can't get on the ball in those right areas. So I think it's as much of the same. The message is, keep the ball moving. Get the players on the ball, in the right areas, and they'll, go and do the trick for us.
No worries. Thank you very much, Adam.
Not a problem. Thank you.
We're now joined by the Moorland Zebras coach, Fausto Diamichis. Pleasure to join you tonight.
Yep. No, thank you. Thank you for having us.
It's been a great cup run and a great season in the NPL so far. You see yourself on top of the ladder, but you really get to test yourself tonight against an NPL side.
Not only test ourselves against an NPL side, but a very good NPL side who have got great form, and our players are really looking forward to it. These are the pinnacle of what we are trying to get ourselves to, and this will be a great test for us too, and see where we're at and how we can grow from it too.
You enter the game in great form too with a 6-0 win on the weekend. Is there any changes from the game on the weekend?
No, it'll be the same start with the same lineup. Yeah, the boys have worked very hard to keep their spots, and if there was any injuries, I could understand. But the boys have pulled up really, really well. So, the first 11 have picked themselves for this game, and as I said, they are really looking forward to it.
So, what sort of the threats do you feel that Port Melbourne possess tonight?
Well, definitely quick movement. They're attacking numbers. They've got excellent players through the midfield, and with good overlapping fullbacks that we'll try and get the ball into those dangerous areas in our defensive third. But so we've had a pretty good analysis on that. We just need to show up and make sure that we're here to compete, and I'm sure that our boys feel that way, and they've been working very hard towards this game, and it's been a build-up. And last week's game was a pretty good testimony for us to have scored a fair few goals and put a bit of confidence in the players. So we have I have no doubt that we're up against a fantastic side, as I said, and we'll try and see if we can compete throughout the midfield and in those wing fullback wing areas. Yeah.
No worries. Thank you very much for joining me, Fausto, and good luck for tonight.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hello everyone, and welcome to round 7 of the FFA Cup Victorian qualifiers. And just like Avondale made their way to the national round of 32 last night, either one of Port Melbourne or the Moreland Zebras will make it for the first time. My name is Chris Gleeson, and tonight I'm joined at JL Murphy Reserve with Ante Jukic as my special comments man for tonight. How are you, Ante?
I'm very well, thank you, Chris. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight.
It should be an excellent game between a side that's in the top 6 of the NPL, Port Melbourne Sharks, and the side that's leading the NPL 1 West.
Yeah, it should be an interesting contrast of styles between the two sides. Moreland have got to a decent position in NPL 2 by playing a very reactive brand of football, and it's against the Port Melbourne side that does know how to play every now and then, can combine well. Should be an interesting contrast, like I said.
It's a pleasure to be joined by you as well, too. One of the greatest tactical minds in the NPL and Australian football.
Don't
but we're just going to have a quick chance to go through the starting lineups for tonight's game. And for the Port Melbourne Sharks, it is Matthew Symes in goal, a back four of Chris Kiusis, Michael Eager, Perry Lambropoulos, and Amadou Karoma. A midfield of Alan Mulcahy, Daniel Clark, and Uta Conagaya, the number 10, the man of the moment for Port Melbourne. Kamal Ibrahim and Francesco Stella on the wings, with James Papadomitru up top. On the bench is Branko Skokic, Theonis Shaboni, Feston Azizi, Sam Smith and Matthew Timonopoulos. And for the visitors, Moreland Zebras, in goal is Andre Janice, Ebubkar Kapar, Jacob Williams, Toziano Solongo, Daniel Petrov, Rashid Mahazi in midfield with Josh McMonigal Ilhaz, Davide Cardamone, John McLean, Malish Jadale and Alec Goodwin up top. And on the bench is Chris Sonas, Aaron Turner, and for the first time since crossing over from the Bulleen Lions is the younger brother of Davide, is Stefan Cardamone, Adam Otto and Maxim Illich. Both sides are out in the middle. What sort of you expect tonight's game, Ante?
Well, the rain might be a bit of a factor. It could help Port Melbourne play a faster brand of football, a more slicker brand of football, and it's going to be interesting to see how Moreland adapts to that, because they generally tend to play a 7-3 formation, tend to really compress space on the pitch, and yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how effectively they're going to be able to counter.
We're underway, and it's Rashid Mahazi. Plays the ball back to Petrov as the Moreland Zebras get first possession. As you said, it is quite a slippery pitch. It's quite a hard pitch as well too, especially in a few areas that have been relayed, especially in the goalkeeper's 6-yard box. Some good noise behind the goal with a lot of the Port Melbourne juniors behind that goal as well. Bit of magic of the cup, the juniors staying out late past training. And at the back, Moreland look to play through midfield. Caroma is going to pick the ball up and go back, give his keeper an early touch. Sort of bobbled on that patch in the 6-yard box, and Moreland Zebras get the ball back. Early ball into the box is cut out. And Moreland with another opportunity through Mahazi in midfield. They'll slow things down and go back in their own half, aren't they?
Yeah, Mahazi looks to pick up the ball there. He likes to be a release point for Moreland, especially when he drops deeper in midfield. He doesn't really tend to move between the lines, but like I said, he's more a release point for Moreland to, play safely in possession.
Port move it out for Francesco Stella on the left wing. Hasn't really got much support around him. Couple of step overs, sees him inside. Mahazi read it well. And here's a chance on the counter attack. Jadil looking to move the ball forward. He's got Goodwin in front of him, but moves it out wide to the left. It's a great opportunity for McLean to step inside and shoot. And he shoots over the bar. First opportunity for Moreland.
Yeah.
Quick on the counter-attack.
Yeah, especially after, although Stella was isolated, he can work in isolation, but that would be a very encouraging passage of play there for Moreland, how quickly they were able to counter there.
What on, Mal? What on?
So they moved it really, really quick. I think we're going to see that with Port Melbourne as well, trying to break down this Moreland side, which we expect to put plenty of numbers behind the ball. It's hard to break down.
Yeah, I reckon the likes of Mulcahy will be very important as the match wears on, because the space on the pitch will compress and you need the midfielders to move up into more advanced positions. So it's, one to look out for as this match goes on.
And straight away we see that Yuta Konageo is tightly marked. Davide Cardamone is the closest to him on that occasion, and heavy touch stays it out.
Cardamone particularly has been a very important player for Moreland, but especially coming from Bulleen last year, and it's something Bulleen have lacked this year. Someone who can help in the more workmanlike areas of football.
You see that they've got a little bit of attacking intent in front of them. Josh McMonigal, who scored a couple of goals on the weekend, one absolute ripper curling effort into the top corner.
That he did.
And here's a chance for Kamal Ibrahim. If he can keep it in, he can't. It's again just a quick surface here. Yeah,
as we expected with the rain beforehand, the ball is going to skid on this. So you kind of want to play to feet. You don't want to really play too far forward in front of players here.
McMonigal, he has now on the ball. Quickly trapped down, and now the ball goes forward, looking for Goodwin. Ball gets past him. Lambropoulos will clear. Here's a chance for Solongo to head it into midfield. The big Italian, such an important player at the back for Moreland.
Definitely in the initial phases of possession, is one who can really, pick a pass, but whether he still needs numbers in front of him, and that's a pretty nasty challenge there from Mahazi, who picks up a yellow card. Very
needless challenge, such early in the game.
Yeah.
You can see that Clark was trying to move the ball quickly and get it out to Stella.
Pick a pass, but whether he still needs numbers in front of him, and that's a pretty nasty challenge there from
one, and right through the back of Clark.
But that's a benefit of quick interchanging of passing, to be able to commit the defender, to be able to make that challenge. And it's not, you're putting the defence in positions that they don't want to be in. And that's a positive sign for Port Melbourne, as long as it doesn't end up in injuries.
Gee, the clearing ball nearly took us out too, as well, when the ball moved out wide. I had my hand up ready to be a goalkeeper, but luckily it just missed both of us and went over the back fence here. We are at ground level at JL Murphy Reserve.
In the slips cordon?
It's definitely in the slips cordon. I was never much of a slips fieldsman, so normally one of those fine leg to third man type players, so I was a very fit cricketer.
But you had the arm strength. So.
Yeah, so I had the arm strength. I just dropped a few doozies in the gully. Quickly get moved out of there, but the ball goes out for a throw. So Moreland are trapped in. Petrov, who set up Alec Goodwin for 2 goals in the first 2 minutes in the game on the weekends. That's a pretty dangerous clearing ball.
But it's a good tactic to press them up high. They had basically had 2 players in their own half, and Moreland aren't really a functional side in possession, so it's a good ploy from Port Melbourne to really press them and really pressure them to play out, especially with Tiziano as the main outlet in the initial phases of possession. So it's an encouraging start for Port Melbourne outside of that early chance.
They slow things down now, though, through Eager. And Chris Kiusis, who rejuvenated his career since crossing over from Hume City, who was pretty injury-prone last year, but he's been given the opportunity to start week in, week out for Port Melbourne. He's doing a good job. Once again, can Port Melbourne trap them in the corner again? Petrov short. Now he's got to clear it up. Does. Janelle looking to hold on to it. Connor Gayer gets it forward now. Moreland had the chance to switch, but they decided to play it up. Goodwin, good step. Now they can move it out wide. Switching ball is a beautiful. John McLean's got pace. Lays the ball in. Cardamone, can he get a shot away? Crosses it back in. It's cleared. And well done, Moreland in transition.
Yeah, Judd Early was probably the better option to pass there on the counter, and it's slowed the transition down.
Now Mahazi, plenty of numbers behind the ball. Reverse ball. I would have managed to hold on to it. Once again, they go back out. Here's a chance. Kapar, cross into the box. Goodwin gets a loopy header. And Nelly found its way in. Symes able to parry it away. And Port Melbourne clear it. What a great opportunity that was. Just looked like it was just going to creep in there for a second. It was all in slow motion where Symes was pretty uncertain where his post was.
Time did seem to stand still there as the ball looped over. But Symes didn't really know where he was along with the ball, and he had to make that save.
Now they give the ball up, Moreland, and they give away a foul. So, yeah, quick movement by Moreland. You see that looping header over the top. He was able to just get it hand to get it away. It was in the top corner if he didn't get there.
Had to make that save.
Chalk it up for the first great opportunity of the game. Goodwin with the head. Such a dangerous player. The 190-centimetre frame is very quick as well too. So, good season last year, and he's made his way to Moreland this year, and it's been important with 6 league goals. And he got a goal against Mornington in the Cup in the last round. Mulcahy, full-blooded as always, clears it. Did he get a deflection?
Looks like he did.
And he did. So Port Melbourne are going to have an early corner in this game. An entertaining game so far.
Yeah. Sorry, as we highlighted before the match, it was going to be a contrast of styles, but Port Melbourne nevertheless a team that can capitalise in transition. Mulcahy there in that early phase of possession wasn't able to really move into position, but he was able to win the ball back there for Port Melbourne, albeit fortuitously.
It's going to be the left foot, it looks like, with Chris Kiusis to get the ball in the box. First chance for the youngsters behind the goal to celebrate if they can get something on target. Ball comes in. Who can come out? Punched away. Great punch there by Janace. Gets it clear. There's no missing Janace tonight, that's for sure. And coming out of defence, Moreland get themselves a foul. Definitely knew the cameras were on its way there, did Andre Janace.
But a necessary foul to make there with Jed Early, who can beat a player in isolation. He's good in 1v1 situations. And as he got past there, kind of, as I said, a necessary foul to make.
So the game slows up a little bit, but the rain is picked up again. swirly conditions. It's been a pretty good game in Melbourne. The rain's definitely found its way here to Port Melbourne. Long ball over the top. Well chested down there. McMonagle has, and now the cross can come into the box. It's near. Mulcahy gets it away. That's a good pass there by Ibrahim.
Not the best touch though. Not the best touch. Sorry to cut you off there, but it slowed the counter down there.
Yeah, Clark just couldn't get it out of his feet that time, and they still hold on to it. And through the middle. Perry Lambropoulos is the one on the ball now, and he moves it out wide. Karoma, can he keep it in play? They can't. It finds its way in between both Kamal Ibrahim and Karoma. And Moreland get the ball back.
But early on, you're seeing in Port Melbourne's phases of possession that Papadimitriou is really the release point moving in from the striker position without to compensate for the fact that Mulcahy and Clark aren't really moving up into advanced positions. So he has to be that release point for them, and in order to bring in the likes of Ibrahim and Stella.
It's a good set piece opportunity for Moreland though. Tiziano Slongo's been sent forward. You know how good Goodwin is in the air. Now the ball gets played in. Plenty of numbers around. It's flicked on. It's cleaned up in the end by Port Melbourne. Now the chase is on to go get it by the goalkeeper, Janace. So it was a good set piece, good delivery into a good area. Just plenty of numbers, couldn't really get anything full contact onto it.
Yeah, I must disagree there. It was a bit of a looping delivery, but there wasn't really much penetration on the ball. But Stella's able to beat his initial marker, and win a foul. That's just what Francesco Stella does. He can beat a man in one-on-one situations, and when he's isolated on the wing like that, he can damage a team.
I think that first clip was pretty important too, because he got it out of his feet. He was ready to strike. We've seen him score goals like that many of a time in the NPL. And on the second opportunity, they do foul him. It's a bit of a conference between the Port Melbourne players of who's going to take this. Sort of fancy Kamal Ibrahim's right foot. Sort of his range to get quite a powerful shot away even from distance.
But it's shaping up as an interesting battle, Stella and Petrov. Something to look out for as the match goes on.
It's Kamal Ibrahim for Port. High and wide over the bar, and a few of the juniors going to chase after that and fetch it.
At least we've got some ball boys here.
That's it. It's always good to have a few ball boys.
One of the lovely things about local football.
We don't really see that in the NPL with ball boys. I know when you go to Lakeside Stadium and the ball runs across the running track or goes down the hill at Knight Stadium, it can take a while to get a ball back. Or down into the valley at ABD Stadium as well too. So it's a good crowd in too. The grandstand's quite packed.
The punters are here for FFA Cup football on a weeknight, so it's great to see, especially considering the weather.
It's well won back there by Moreland. Switching ball out wide, McLean. John McLean needs a bit of support. Connor Gay, who's quite deep to help out his defence. Great turn there by McLean. Ball forward, cut out. Mahazi, Port Melbourne's plenty of numbers behind the ball. Now the right foot of Petrov. Forced back. Williams and Slongo. This is the guy they want the ball to feet of.
But it was interesting to see when you watch Mahazi and Cardamone, you see how possession broke down there. And although they were fortuitous in getting the ball back to be able to recycle, that's where your midfield needs to move up into those positions to be able to provide that release of pressure for someone who is in a 1-on-2 situation.
Exactly. They just stayed back and
were kind of passive off the ball. And this is where possession can break down, but they were able to get the ball back.
See, it's very important to know when to press up and when to sit back, and that was definitely the time to press up and move forward in numbers. Rashid Mahazi now on the ball. Cardamone with the left foot out wide. Kupar, now they've moved it forward. Good overlap now. Can they get a cross into the box? Sliding in Mulcahy, can't stop it. It's deflected, and Moreland are going to get a corner.
Good idea there. Very good idea. Very nice work with the overlap. But not just the overlap, but the movement into John McLean there, who moved into a decent position. The ball was on for if he received the ball, he would have been in position to turn and shoot.
Really positive start by the second division club here in Victoria. They are top of the tree at the moment. This is the game that I sort of expected, that you could see a bit of a magic of the cup sort of game.
Definitely. No, it definitely looks as a competitive match, and it's turned out that way.
Cross comes into the box near the penalty spot. The header comes on. It's wide. Plenty of numbers up for that. Once again, not enough sort of speed in that ball in the air, just looped up a bit.
On the delivery there, but and it's always hard for an attacker to really work with a delivery like that. But he did well enough to get the ball, to get his head onto the ball in that scenario.
Now Symes to take the goal kick. No Sam Smith tonight, so they sort of lose that little bit of a target man presence. He's on the bench. They've decided to go with James Papadimitriou up top, and that's the target now. Can he flick it on to Stella? He can't. Petrov with a great header. Ball falls now for Ibrahim. Weight of numbers wins it back for the Zebras. Now they can move forward. They all go together too, Cardamone. Going to play in the midfield. One touch football from Moreland. Now they play it up into the channel. Who can get there? McLean's quick, but Perry Lambropoulos covers well and gets it out for a throw. And
it looks like they're pinpointing Koroma to play the ball in behind, as you know, after the first few instances in this game, they're really looking to pinpoint that.
I'm sort of seeing Yuta Konagaya sort of move out to that right-hand side to sort of help out a little bit.
Because the ball is filtering out to that left side for Moreland, and you know, you need Koroma not to be isolated from a defensive standpoint.
Have to go back to Symes. Now Michael Eager, former South Melbourne captain. Neil didn't really watch the ball then, so the pass was able to be made, and now Eager brings it into the attacking half. Turning is Clark, and Moreland win the ball back. Now Mahazi. How can they move in transition? Cardamone. He's not really got McLean out wide. Throws it off to his left back in Kapar. Once again, Cardamone's the one they want to bring the ball forward. It's well won back by Kamal Ibrahim. Now the numbers move forward for Port Melbourne. It's just behind Clark. Can he get it over to Stella? He can. Francesco Stella, can he step inside onto the right foot and get a shot away? It's deflected off Mahazi. And they can bring the ball forward now. Josh McMonigal, who has. He's held onto by Mulcahy. There's no yellow card on this occasion,
despite the very vehement protestations of those on the Moreland bench. But it was interesting to see how possession broke down there for Moreland. Koroma was able to immediately press on the ball after Cardamone played the safe option, played towards the wing, when he might have been better served just dribbling up the pitch and forcing someone to stop him instead.
You see that Mulcahy is really tracking Josh McMonigal, who has, who's been in great form. He's been a loyal servant for Moreland too. This is his 5th year, still at the same club. Very versatile player. He's the more attacking option that they've got.
Very rare considering the very volatile nature of movement in Victorian football.
Speaking of volatile, the wind's definitely picked up here on the far side of the pitch. Ball played into midfield, Koroma. Konagaya just lays it out wide to Kamal Ibrahim. He's had a bit of a slow start back to his return to Port Melbourne, but he's starting to find that little bit of form that saw him as a gold medal winner. Now they've given up the ball. Sliding in there is Mulcahy. Now the shot from range. It's a decent shot, it's in! Josh McMonigal, who has, while it wasn't a fluke on the weekend when he did it against Nunawading, he's done that tonight, and Moorland Zebras with a long-range strike beat Symes off the post. And everybody comes and celebrates. What a goal that was.
That's some goal. You know what? It's worth to have a hit in matches like that. Niga didn't step up on him. Worth a hit, and he's been rewarded.
McMonigal, he has. When the ball found him, he thought maybe it's a little bit too much out of his range. Great first touch, great strike, swerved in the air. Symes got a hand to it, just able to parry it onto the post. And Moreland Zebras take the lead. What an excellent goal that was, Ante.
Fantastic. But you know what? Something that we were able to see before the game, that how much were Moreland going to be able to capitalise in situations where they win the ball, and how quickly were they going to be able to move the ball, and they've taken the ascendancy in this early phase of the match. See if they can hold on.
They're pressing all the way up. Symes is going to have to clear it. Up in the air, Stella and Petrov. Petrov wins the header again. Now Clark can move it forward.
And no movement in front of him there. Not really, and didn't really look up there, Clark.
Konagaya back to goal. I'm sure the Moorland Zebras are going to be quite happy if he keeps finding the ball back to goal and not being able to turn and play the ball through to his attackers. Now Port Melbourne slow things down.
You see Moreland now immediately very compact here. They were, like, especially when the ball, before the ball recycled, there was only about 5 to 6 metres between the midfield and defensive line. They're really going to doing well in compressing space at this early phase in the match.
Now it's out wide with Kamal Ibrahim. Midfielder Clark now we can turn forward. Goodwin does well. Slow him down. Looking for Stella. Trying to play this neat first touch football, and they've given it up again. Goodwin helping out his defence again. Into the channel, wins himself. Wins Moreland a throw.
Good movement in from Papadimitri in order to kind of manipulate defensive space, but his touch let him down there.
So now the Moreland Zebras bring it up from the back. Here's Slongo. Cooper. Quite happy now to just play that long ball, looking for the flick onto Mahazi. Eager in midfield. Now, once again, Stella gets to turn in the centre circle.
Have a look, Al. Have a look, have a look, have a look.
We've got that midfield that are chasing down everything. A little bit of room out here for Kiusis. Couldn't get the cross in first time. Goes towards the touch line. Ball comes in short. And the Zebras get it clear. Eager well up the pitch, winning that header. Makes his way into the box. Ibrahim can't hold on to the ball. Got all the numbers back for Moreland at the moment. And they've done well to get a foul there because the ball played up long. It's just going to come back.
It was fortunate that Port Melbourne even got the ball in that scenario, considering how Cusis really was the only option on the left wing when the ball filtered out there. But then he did well to even get the cross in. But Moreland had the numbers, and then once Port Melbourne got the ball back, they were able to compress.
Just 21 minutes gone, and we get another view of that goal.
Some finish.
He's got the confidence. He's done it quite a few times, not only just on the weekend and tonight. Apparently, he just loves to put his foot through it.
No harm in buying a ticket to win the raffle.
He definitely won the raffle tonight. He's got another opportunity. Can he get another shot away? This time he drags across it and goes out for a... Does it? It stayed in. Ooh. Ball played in. Cut out by Port. Petrov on the ball again. And they're quite happy to hold on to the ball. Slongo brings it into the attacking half. First time ball, good one, great flick. Here's another chance to get another shot away. And is it deflected? In fact, it's not. It's skied over the top as Josh McMurnagle has his shooting whenever he gets the ball now.
Shooting on sight, but it was actually good work from Goodwin there, considering how Moreland is likely to play for the rest of this match. They're really going to look to Goodwin as the outlet, and he's done well there in isolation with his back to goal to get the ball to his teammate.
So with the injury to Nicholas Niagoran, who's standing right next to us and clapping all his teammates on, who is that big target man for the Moreland Zebras. Goodwin's is doing a great job. There's quite a few games he's played out wide and really enjoying being that target man.
He's definitely thriving in this role tonight.
So fresh from the hat-trick on the weekend. Now the Zebras will bring it up again. Ball's cut out. Sliding in Mahazi. He's on a card, but he timed it well. Now they move it out wide. Ball comes in near post, flicked on. And they're going to get another corner.
But with that early goal, you see what kind of momentum that creates. Where you're looking at Moreland now, the first to every second ball, every breakdown in possession, Moreland's the first to get to that ball and be able to rebound from there. And it's something that Port Melbourne really has to just work harder in that instance to kind of regain momentum.
And they have the opportunity with a set piece to try to double their lead. A bit more of a flatter delivery. It's to the back post. Who can attack it? It's headed away. Petrov. First touch was heavy. Konagaya. He's fouled. And he's in quite a bit of pain too. Both players are. Full-blooded challenge from both. Petrov trying to get the shot away, and Konagaya, he's picked himself up now. See that heavy touch, and both of them have put their boot through it. Great 50-50 challenge.
It's the kind of commitment you usually see in cup games like this.
He's very slow to pick himself up. He's going to have a medical timeout. Of course, this isn't the only game across the nation in FFA Cup action. As we go around the grounds, up here on top of Sydney Olympic by a goal to nil at the moment. Olympic are beating Moreton Bay at the moment. Adam Piddick, the coach of Port Melbourne's old side. The Hill Brumleys are beating Bonnyrigg White Eagles, which is a good effort so far. And Altona and Northcote are still 0-0 as we get another replay of that excellent goal that separates the two sides. And the huge celebration that ensued afterwards. And Petrov is in quite a bit of pain but picks himself up now. Rockdale 1, Blacktown City 2. And the Tarrawanna. What's the nickname? Is it? The Tarrawanna...
The Blueies.
Tarrawanna Blueies, which has got one of the best logos if anybody wants to Google that at the moment. They're down, and Hakua Sydney at the moment 1-0. And Marconi and Split are 0-0 as well at the moment. So Petrov has now picked himself up. Michael Eager's just about ready to restart the game again. So they build up from the back. McMonagle has with that excellent strike that separates the two sides. Moreland have probably been the better of the two sides so far, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Like they've dictated the terms of the match so far with their game plan. They've been able to pick the ball up quickly in positions. They've been able to compress space, and when they do win the ball, they are rebounding quickly and getting into good positions. Whether Port Melbourne can really, try to manipulate space in that respect, force defenders into position, the defence into positions they don't like, it's going to be something that they're going to have to do to progress in this stage.
Mahazi's done well to block Konagaya, who wanted to get a shot away. Karoma, good feet. Kamal Ibrahim will pick the ball up. Forward for Konagaya. Looking to move it out wide.
Good movement, but really nothing on in front of him there.
Chris Kiusis. Got his head up, trying to get a look for a cross, but nothing really in the box for him. Just possession is Mackay now. Moves it out wide. Will it sit for Kiusis? It doesn't. Offside flag goes up in anyway. And they sat pretty deep there, Moreland, and let Port Melbourne play in front of them. I think Sam Smith in the second half is going to be quite important. And they look up trying to play those crosses, and you see Papadimitriou coming short, playing that false nine sort of role.
But this is exactly the kind of game Moreland wants to play. Play has been in front of them for the most part of the match, and Port Melbourne really has to be able to figure out a way to kind of create space, not as opposed to merely exploiting space. Because Moreland now isn't going to be the side that's going to commit numbers forward. They're going to sit back.
Who's on the ball now? Up the line, flicked on, looking for Goodwin, and the foul's been gone there to Moreland.
Have a shot out, have a shot.
Must have been caught late there, it was Jadel.
And going on from this game plan suiting Moreland, this is exactly how they nabbed wins against Altona Magic and North Geelong, because they were the sides that really couldn't penetrate against them. The ball was mainly in front of Moreland, and they're more than happy playing this style of football.
Yeah, McMonagle he has. He's not going to be able to shoot from there, but he lays the ball off. Cross into the box. It's going to go wide. Out for a goal kick. As the wind picks up again. It's a proper Melbourne winter's night out, aren't they?
Well, proper Melbourne 4 seasons in one day. It was a pretty nice one out today in the afternoon, but it's turned rather dramatically over the past 2 hours or so.
I must admit, I'd rather be here than at Paisley Park, though,
absolutely.
Which is the other game at the moment between Altona and Northcote. Ball played long. Janice should come out, and he screams and collects. So, Moorland Zebras have been good for their lead. They've definitely had the better chances in this game. And they're really looking to stifle Port Melbourne as the ball goes out for another throw.
But it hasn't been as though they've parked 11 men behind the ball for for the most part of this match. They have tried to play in instances, although they're trying to capitalise on Goodwin being that outlet for them. But they mainly look to react.
They've done well at the moment, so they sort of press up and trying to make it hard to play through. But this time it's Stella. He'll move forward, move it out wide. Now Kamal Ibrahim, can he get the ball in the box? Stella puts it over the top. He laid it off across near the penalty spot and he just scooped it over the bar. What a great opportunity that was. He was on that relayed patch. Might have got a slight bobble that sort of prevented him from getting it on target, but should have done much better.
He should have, but it was nevertheless a very well-worked chance for for Port Melbourne, especially after Papadimitriou dropped in deep and was able to get the ball to Stella. Stella was able to then combine, but then Port Melbourne really can't be deflated by situations like that. They have to think the goal is coming if they play this way.
Chance now. Papadimitriou isn't fouled as he flicked the ball in front of Williams. Goes to ground, but now the keeper picks the ball up. Just a couple of sloppy passes from Moreland coming out the back, opening things up for Port. Now this battle between Goodwin and Eager, that Eager wins. It goes out wide, and it's going to be a Port throw.
It's probably an assessment of risk, but is it worth pressing them higher up the park?
It goes out, right, Petrov. Gang Eager, just trying to assert himself into this game. Clark again, just a heavy touch. Mahazi takes it away.
Ooh. Played that blind and put Petrov under pressure there, but he was able to fortuitously get the ball.
And he flicked it out for a throw, but he was fouled. So they get away with it again.
Not a very intelligent pass to a one-on-3 there. So really put his team out under pressure, but with a 1-0 lead, they're not the kind of passes that you do want to make.
Just a little bit sloppy, Moreland. For the first 25 minutes of this game, they've been able to hold on to the ball really well. Just Eager's winning a few challenges, winning the ball back quickly, and just a few loose passes.
This is the thing. It's not Moreland's possession, but where they're having possession. And I think Moreland, for the most part, outside of transitional scenarios, haven't really been penetrative. But as I asked only a few seconds beforehand, is it worth pressing Moreland higher up the park in order to win the ball in better positions?
So without that real target into the box, if you sit the numbers behind and try to force them to cross it out wide, they should be able to deal with that quite comfortably with Williams and Slongo. Make it hard for him to pass through, but as we see Fustel Diamesis telling the boys to sit, but they've won the ball back. Mahazi forward. Goodwin, first time layoff. Once again, run back into trouble, and Josh McMonagle Ilhaz brings it forward again. The goal scorer shoots again, this time with the left, and sliced it over the bar, but quite a great challenge, and then two Port players ran into each other.
Bit of miscommunication between the two Port Melbourne defenders, but would you rather win the ball 70 metres from the opposition's goal, or a good 25 metres from the opposition's goal? I know which one I'd rather have.
Definitely. It's Kamal Ibrahim try to get past Kupar. Early throw in. Who can get the ball now? Shouts for a handball. I think the linesman's given it to against Slongo. Just outside the box too, so a great dangerous set piece. Michael Eagers into the box. Well, this brings a different meaning to the word short corner.
It's almost like a futsal corner.
It's definitely like a futsal corner. Can we get a futsal goal here? It's going to be Kiusis. Clips it in. Who can get there? It's up in the air. The Zebras get it clear. Jadil brings it forward. Great first touch.
Did very well there.
He'll move past Konagaya. He's going to keep going. Counter attack there. Heavy touch is taken away by Mulcahy. Now Mulcahy forward. Papadimitriou around the corner. Missed Eager. And Williams will get the ball back for Moreland. Great skill by Slongo.
Did very well there, very composed.
Kapar will bring it forward as it opens up for Moreland on the left-hand side. McLean's now on the ball. Wants that right foot. Gets to it now. Trying to get a cross away, a couple of step overs. Now goes towards the byline. Hasn't really got much support. Now the ball comes out and the shot will come in. And it's sliced out wide.
Didn't really look like he was ever going to go back onto his left foot. Even when he turned left, you knew that cut back in onto his right was going to come. So they did well there to stop the danger there, Port Melbourne.
Fell for Cardamone, put it wide, but it's the thing with McLean playing on that left-hand side. Sort of see him out there just to really take on the defenders, go at Karoma.
But not many instances in this match where he's gone to the byline. He's always looked to cut in.
Makes it a little bit easier for the defence. Ibrahim forward, looking for Conagaya. They've worked it out well, have Moreland. Now McLean. Kapia out wide. Forward, cut out. Heavy touch by Conagaya, but gets fouled. Willing challenges thrown in from both sides. It's been a pretty entertaining half so far.
It has been. It's been a pretty energetic game. If there's one thing that's going to describe this game best, it'll be energy. Both teams are really running, trying to create. But yeah, it's just Moreland have been able to execute their game plan better than Port Melbourne to this point in the match.
Well, Port Melbourne have played such a shallow squad in the league this year. They're into the top 6, but when the fixtures have piled up with cup games or having to play on the Monday to the Friday, that's when they've dropped points so far this year. So it's going to be a long night for them to get back. They've definitely got the quality going forward, and big striker on the bench who was the top scorer in the NPL in Queensland last year, Sam Smith. He came to Port Melbourne via a couple of pre-season games at South Melbourne. Papamitru preferred in front of Sam Smith at the moment. Now Kiusis. It's Eager, making it very hard to play through a Moreland.
Oh, Papamitru was on there. He was in position to turn and receive the ball there, but the balls were cycled out now.
Mulcahy. Conagaya onto the left foot. Shakes away his defender. The pass is going to get to Kiusis, who's fouled. And Malish Jadale just...
Parental advisory if you're able to hear that over the mics there.
Well, that's kind of... Well, I think what Teo said last week on the stream between the Bentley and Kingston said that, you know, yes, you don't want to hear it and all that, but while it's in the FFA Cup, it's just magic of the cup. So...
I love local football.
Kamal Ibrahim over this set piece. And Chris Kiusis. Kiusis has taken the set pieces so far. This time Kamal Ibrahim straight at the goalkeeper, who had a nervy fumble there, Janice. Was able to hold on to. And I'll slow things down. We're getting closer to the half-time break. 37 minutes gone. Kiusis with the header. Now they've got a chance to move forward again to the Zebras. Monagali has. Jadil. It's going everyone behind the ball for Port Melbourne.
As the image just shouts tempo, wants the team to slow the play down, really look to suffocate the pace of play in this match.
Loose pass gives it away though.
But this is the risk you run when you do try to slow it down. The team can press you higher up the park if you're not really looking to penetrate.
Williams has to mop up a couple of errant passes, and he does. And gives an errant pass himself. Well read by Eager again. Stella. Just looking to play it up the line to Kiusis and cut out for another throw.
Williams did well to telegraph that pass. He knew the ball was coming from the overlap.
Port stay on the attack with the Kiusis throw. Up the line. Clark and Kiusis. We're going to move forward. Go out wide. Can he get the ball into the box? It's flashed across there.
Looked like he hit it with the outside of his foot there. Really tried to drive it in there, Kiusis, but it's kind of difficult to really do that, and let alone get a body onto it.
I must admit, it was pretty hard to see. I was looking through the
the
Moreland Zebra bench, and they've given it away now. Papadimitriou. Can he get a shot away? He does, and he flashes it into the back of the net. Moreland keep giving the ball up cheaply, and James Papadimitriou lashed onto it and hit the bottom corner and poured it back level.
And this is what we were coming back to. This is the risk you run if you try to not necessarily penetrate with the ball. If you just look to keep the ball for possession's sake, and Port Melbourne, as we were saying, was it a better option for them to press higher at the park, and they were able to do that. Papadimitriou wins the ball quickly, gets into good position, and he's able to really pick his spot and finish with quite good composure there.
Once again, another unstoppable shot to the bottom corner. Port Melbourne 1, Moorland Zebras 1.
Now we've got a game here.
We've got the game on now. And Moorland only for those last few minutes. Instructions we can hear from the bench was to hold on to possession. Slow the game down, try to get to half-time, but just a couple of errant passes which have really let them down since the 25th minute mark. And eventually they were made to punish.
And exactly, this is what we were going on about. Moments before Port Melbourne found the equaliser. It's worth pressing them higher up the pitch because of where they were trying to hold on to possession. They weren't necessarily getting into decent possession outside of transitional scenarios. Whether they can now find another gear will be interesting to see.
Trying to get back inside. As we see McLean swapped wings. It's good work from him, just dragged across it. Well inside the box and just...
Although Uyghur did cut the angle there, you'd expect better from that would be McLean there.
Just on a wet night, just hit it low near the keeper, make it hard for him to collect. Try to get onto a bit of a rebound. It is that type of night. And move the ball back. Lambropoulos will have to clear. And he does. Slongo does well to head it into the path of Mahazi. Mulkai full-blooded as always. Deflects it out wide. Katamone twists and turns out of danger. And Moreland look to build on the left-hand side again. Jadil is forward. Can't find the pass to him.
See, Mahazi's looking for Moreland to recycle possession, but their teammate was isolated, and that's a moment where they need to move up to be able to release that pressure for their teammates there. And that both Mahazi and Cardamone were too deep and square there in order for them to really move possession quickly, even if they recycled the ball.
Throw for the Zebras. The throw nearly won back by the Zebras. Eager will have to clear again. Once again, the battle between Williams and Slongo. Giving that little nudge to Dimitriou.
Yeah.
Getting him under the ball.
Did go down rather easily though.
So that's what the referee Bruno's let them know. Janice will have to clear the ball now. Slices it out wide. Is it going to stay in play? It won't, and it's out for a throw. When it first went up in the air, I thought we'd try to catch another one.
Up.
Eager wins another throw. Staying on the attack. Everyone back for the Zebras. Just a couple of minutes away from half-time. Ball thrown into Clark. Once again, his touch has been a little bit off tonight. He's looking to make every single game of every single national round of the FFA Cup is Daniel Clark. First 4 times he made it with Hume City, and he's been an excellent contributor in the midfield. Ball played long, too straight, and it's easy for Janace. To himself. And this is sort of the situation where they're going to have to aim for Goodwin and see how he can hold the ball up. It's out wide. He's done well. Josh McMonigal, who will chase after it. Lambropoulos away. Mo Ibrahim can't hold on, but that is an excellent turn. Kapar. Jadil now. He's got 3 Port Melbourne players around him. Once again, they look for that square pass, but Port fight for it. He has to mop up. A couple of times they've been really slow to play that square ball and being caught in possession.
And this is the risk you run when you have two really deep square midfielders. Like whether you're able to really manipulate space off the ball is a problematic point. Whether you can really quickly move the ball around, although it can be the safer option, it does tend to get rigid and formulaic at times, and this is something that's happening with Moreland, and this is exactly why they copped the equaliser.
In position now, Mahazi to bring it forward. Switching ball out wide, looking for McLean. Here's the ball back. Petrov and McLean. Sliding in, Cusis gets it out for a throw. Another one of those ones in the wet you got to time perfectly.
But nevertheless, one you enjoy making in the wet.
Yeah, it's nothing better than sliding around on a wet night. I'm sure as juniors, our mothers would have loved it when we were sliding around at training.
But it's the best kind of night to run your socks off too. It's not like your mouth gets dry.
Exactly. Williams, the youngster, in his early 20s, looking to get back to the FFA Cup. He did make it with Oakley a few years ago in their run to the final 8. It's 2 minutes goes up on the board for stoppage time. Port, since equalising, can they try to move forward?
It's a difficult ball for Papadimitri to take, although he is the outlet for them dropping in deeper from the forward position. Especially on a wet track like this, you can't really expect him to bring it down every time, and you need more movement in that respect.
Petrov out wide to McLean. Probably should have played it a bit earlier when McLean took off. Ball pass goes out for a throw, but I think both sides at the moment will be quite happy to get to half time.
Well, considering the situation, I guess Port Melbourne will be happy to not be 1-0 down at the half, but then again, Moreland have shown enough for them to have a sniff in this second half.
Cusis, that gives a awkward pass back to the keeper.
Wow.
Has to clear it out.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting him to clear it on the first touch. I was expecting him to kind of open his body up and shift the ball out, but then in front of your goal, that's
very awkward.
That can be a risky thing on a wet night like this, but you've got to have trust.
They've got the opportunity with the late throw. Looking to get maybe a long one into the box if they can. Go short. Monagal he has. Trying to keep it in the corner. It's a foul and Port Melbourne get out of danger. So it's a wet old night. It's persistent rain throughout the whole of the first half. Things slow down as we pretty much get to half time soon. Now Eager. Now Symes gets a chance to put his foot on the ball this time and play it out. And it is half time here at JL Murphy Reserve. It is 2 goals in the first half, both shared between the visitors and the home side. And it was what a goal it was from Josh McMonagle. He has from long range. And then the ball was given up pretty cheaply not too long ago where James Papadimitri lashed onto it and hit the bottom corner. So it's been an entertaining first half, Ante.
It has been. It has been. It's been an intriguing game so far, especially with Moreland getting the early goal. It's something that really set this game up nicely, although Moreland have been kind of static at times with possession of the ball. Oh.
As our
as
our wind protection's about to come down here, I think we're just going to have a quick break for half-time as we try to set things back up again for the second half. My name is Chris Gleeson, and we're here with Ante Jukic here for the Sportscast presentation on FFV's Facebook and YouTube pages. Ball comes in. Who can come out? Punched away. Great punch there by Janace. Gets it clear. There's no missing Janace.
Something to look out for as the match goes on.
It's Kamal Ibrahim for Port. High and wide over the bar, and a few of the juniors going to chase after that and fetch it. Cross comes into the box near the penalty spot. The header comes on. It's wide. Saw him as a gold medal winner. Now they've given up the ball. Sliding in there is Mulcahy. Now the shot from range. It's a decent shot. It's in. He definitely won the raffle tonight. He's got another opportunity. Can he get another shot away? This time he drags across it and goes out for a... does it? It stayed in. Ooh. Ball played in. Cut out by Port. First time ball, good one. Great flick. Here's another chance to get another shot away. And ball's cut out. Sliding in Mahazi. He's on a card, but he timed it well. Now they move it out wide. Ball comes in near post, flicked on. And they're going to get another corner. He lays the ball off. Cross into the box. It's going to go wide. Out for a goal kick. Dalla. He'll move forward. Move it out wide. Now Kamal Ibrahim. Can he get the ball into the box? Dalla puts it over the top. Again. Run back into trouble. And Josh McMonagle Ilhaz brings it forward again. The goal scorer shoots again. This time with the left. And sliced it over the bar, but it's definitely like a futsal corner. Can we get a futsal goal here? It's going to be Kiusis. Clips it in. Who can get there? It's up in the air. The Zebras get it clear. Jadil trying to get a cross away. A couple of step overs. Now goes towards the byline. Hasn't really got much support. Now the ball comes out and the shot will come in. And it's sliced out wide. Him over the set piece. And Chris Kiusis. Kiusis has taken the set pieces so far. This time Kamal Ibrahim straight at the goalkeeper who had a nervy fumble there. The Moorland Zebra bench, and they've given it away now. Papadimitriou. Can he get a shot away? He does, and he flashes it into the back of the net. Moreland keep giving the ball up cheap.
Outside of transitional scenarios, whether they can now find another gear will be interesting to see.
Trying to get back inside. As we see McLean swapped wing.
Second half.
Useless, that gives a awkward pass back to the keeper.
Wow.
And that's to clear it out.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting him to clear it. The first touch, I was expecting him to kind of open his body up and shift the ball
Cross into the box. Goodwin gets a loopy header. It nearly found its way in. Symes target. Ball comes in. Who can come out? Punched away. Great punch there by Janace. Gets it clear. There's no missing Janace.
Something to look out for as the match goes on.
It's Kamal Ibrahim for Port. High and wide over the bar, and a few of the juniors going to chase after that and fetch it. Cross comes into the box near the penalty spot. The header comes on. It's wide. Saw him as a gold medal winner. Now they've given up the ball. Sliding in there is Mulcahy. Now the shot from range. It's a decent shot. It's in. He definitely won the raffle tonight. He's got another opportunity. Can he get another shot away? This time he drags across it and goes out for a... does it? It stayed in. Ooh. Ball played in. Cut out by Port. First time ball, good one. Great flick. Here's another chance to get another shot away. And ball's cut out. Sliding in Mahazi. He's on a card, but he timed it well. Now they move it out wide. Ball comes in near post, flicked on. And they're going to get another corner. He lays the ball off. Cross into the box. It's going to go wide. Out for a goal kick. Stella. He'll move forward. Move it out wide. Now Kamal Ibrahim. Can he get the ball into the box? Stella! Puts it over the top. Again. Run back into trouble. And Josh McMonagle-Ilhaz brings it forward again. The goal scorer shoots again. This time with the left. And sliced it over the bar. But it's definitely like a futsal corner. Can we get a futsal goal here? It's going to be Kiusis. Clips it in. Who can get there? It's up in the air. The Zebras get it clear. Jadil trying to get a cross away. A couple of step overs. Now goes towards the byline. Hasn't really got much support. Now the ball comes out and the shot will come in. And it's sliced out wide. Him over the set piece. And Chris Kiusis. Kiusis has taken the set pieces so far. This time Kamal Ibrahim straight at the goalkeeper who had a nervy fumble there. The Moorland Zebra bench, and they've given it away now. Papadimitriou. Can he get a shot away? He does, and he flashes it into the back of the net. Moreland keep giving the ball up cheap.
Outside of transitional scenarios, whether they can now find another gear will be interesting to see.
Trying to get back inside. As we see McLean swapped wing.
Second half.
Kiusis, that gives a awkward pass back to the keeper.
Wow.
And has to clear it out.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting him to clear it.
Cross into the box. Goodwin gets a loopy header. It nearly found its way in. Symes target. Ball comes in. Who can come out? Punched away. Great punch there by Janace. Gets it clear. There's no missing Janace.
Something to look out for as the match goes on.
It's Kamal Ibrahim for Port. High and wide over the bar, and a few of the juniors going to chase after that and fetch it. Cross comes into the box near the penalty spot. The header comes on. It's wide. Saw him as a gold medal winner. Now they've given up the ball. Sliding in there is Mulcahy. Now the shot from range. It's a decent shot. It's in. He definitely won the raffle tonight. He's got another opportunity. Can he get another shot away? This time he drags across it and goes out for a... does it? It stayed in. Ball played in. Cut out by Port. First time ball, good one. Great flick. Here's another chance to get another shot away. And ball's cut out. Sliding in Mahazi. He's on a card, but he timed it well. Now they move it out wide. Ball comes in near post, flicked on. And they're going to get another corner. He lays the ball off. Cross into the box. It's going to go wide. Out for a goal kick. Stella. He'll move forward. Move it out wide. Now Kamal Ibrahim. Can he get the ball into the box? Stella! Puts it over the top. Again. Run back into trouble, and Josh McMonagle-Ilhaz brings it forward again. The goal scorer shoots again, this time with the left, and sliced it over the bar. But it's definitely like a futsal corner. Can we get a futsal goal here? It's going to be Kiusis. Clips it in. Who can get there? It's up in the air. The Zebras get it clear. Jadil trying to get a cross away. A couple of step overs. Now goes towards the byline. Hasn't really got much support. Now the ball comes out and the shot will come in. And it's sliced out wide. Him over this set piece. And Chris Kiusis. Kiusis has taken the set pieces so far. This time Kamal Ibrahim straight at the goalkeeper who had a nervy fumble there. The Moreland Zebra bench, and they've given it away now. Papadimitriou. Can he get a shot away? He does, and he flashes it into the back of the net. Moreland keep giving the ball up cheap.
Outside of transitional scenarios, whether they can now find another gear will be interesting to see.
Trying to get back inside. As we see McLean swapped wing.
Second half.
Kiusis, that gives a awkward pass back to the keeper.
Wow.
That's to clear it out.
Sorry, I wasn't expecting him to clear it.
Welcome back here for the second half. It's been torrential rain in the halftime break. Now the cameras are getting a bit of a clean at the moment. And we've reset up our little windbreaker that we've got here. And we're back live for the second half. My name is Chris Gleeson. I'm also joined here by Ante Jukic. Welcome back to the telecast, Ante.
It's great to be here.
Little flick header goes on.
Despite the rain. It's fantastic.
Well, welcome back here on the Football Federation Victoria Facebook and YouTube channels. Sportscaster doing a great job in this weather to give you this production. And it's Port Melbourne, after scoring late in that first half, are on the ball now. Can't really see any changes to either lineup. In fact, looks like Timonopoulos is in midfield. So maybe that might be Daniel Clark, who did get a heavy challenge early in the game. But Dimitri can't hold on to it. So that is the one change. Daniel Clark, Timonopoulos. Mulcahy on the ball. And Eager. Eager's done well to get it out wide. Francesco Stella wants to look inside. Needs support. He finds that in Cusis. Cusis' ball comes into the box. Slongo gets it away. Still hold on to it, Port. Positive start for them in the second half.
Well, you figured this is how the match was going to pan out, especially with Moreland getting the early goal. They're going to look to pounce on the break, but this is how I see the rest of this game panning out. Port Melbourne really looking to penetrate and manipulate space here, but whether they'll be able to do it is another matter.
It's an early goal kick here in the second half. And we've seen the conditions get worse and worse as the game's gone on. But I must admit the pitch is really holding up pretty well. It's just not much surface water. Sort of slick surface to pass the ball around.
Definitely, and it'll probably suit Port in that instance, but at the same time, it probably suits a quicker counter as well.
Ball out wide now. Kamal Ibrahim going to keep the ball in. Mahazi got in a tangle and it's out for a throw. Ball's out for a throw. In a free kick. So it's just a bit of a talk there between both sets of players.
I'll come back.
Now we can restart the game again with the throw. So again, they get up the ground a little bit further now, do Port Melbourne. Now Moreland get the ball back and play it out. Once again, Port scramble to try to win the ball back. Good holding up there by Goodwin. And now the big switching ball. Ball bounces up. Petrov moves forward. Jadil. And the foul goes to Port Melbourne. So
Goodwin looks in a bit of trouble there.
He does. He's limping. He was caught late when he held the ball up before. Just allows Mulcahy to get past him. And now he moves into a bit of a groove as they push forward.
Oh,
there's a foul there, right through the back. And it's going to be a yellow card. In fact, it is Clark still out there on the pitch, so it might be Yuta Konageo who's the man that's gone off.
But Slongo did well to step up on the pass there to Papadimitriou and really be able to take the team forward. And although a necessary foul, a good instance there for Moreland.
Great opportunity now. It is from range. Looks like Slongo, in fact, Goodwin's going to be the man to strike. And an excellent strike on the weekend that was saved by Franken. The resulting corner ended up being a goal through Rashid Mahazi's first for the club. But now Goodwin from range on a wet night here at JL Murphy Reserve. Can he put Moreland back in the lead again from range? The strike comes in, but Symes does well just to take a couple of steps to his left and collect it.
So were you basically asking if Goodwin could do it on a cold Wednesday night in Port Melbourne there?
Well, yeah, I did. That's what I was building it up for. A cold, wet night here, close to the bay here at Port Melbourne. Well, they Ball now is Kamal Ibrahim, judged to have fouled. Parnell leaves it for Slongo, who goes short to Mahazi. Needs to get away from a few players. He's done well initially. McLean, left foot cross is low. It's well read. Port looks to build up from the back. Simonopoulos has done well. Clark lays it back to him. Risky does well to force him back. Good football from both sides as Port hold on to it. Symes lays it back short. And the ball goes up in the air. Can McLean keep it in? Spins away from him. And now he looks to get back onto that right foot. There's a little bit more of support. Goes short. Into the box. Who can they fire it in? It's Port who eventually clear it. And it spins out for a throw. But good positive work by Moreland. Yeah, definitely. They were able to, after Papadimitriou's pass, he's actually been exceptional tonight. But nevertheless, good work from Moreland to be able to press them up the park and be able to win the ball in a good position. But Port tries to counter now. So move it out wide. Kiusis. Clark goes in front of him. Pass misses him. It's into the box. Moreland will be able to clear. You can see from the pictures it is torrential rain here at JL Murphy Reserve. Now Ibrahim, still a willing contest. Ibrahim with a great turn. Can he get the shot away? He does, goes low. Janace was able to collect it straight at him, but quick feet by Kamal. Yeah, especially considering he was in isolation, he needed to be able to get himself into a decent position considering the lack of options around him. So relatively well done there from Ibrahim, but the realisation wasn't something that he would have preferred. Goodwin was unable to reel it in. And Michael Eager, well done. Goodwin's chasing down everything at the moment. They've done well. Force it out for a throw. Just no real time on the ball for either side in the second half. It's following a similar pattern to the first half, where Moreland's really energetic and pressing them higher up the park in the initial phases of the match. But we'll see how this develops as the match goes on. Whether they'll be able to keep it up is something that could determine whether they go through in this one. So both sides did play on Saturday. Midweek fixtures for part-time footballers who a few of them will be on the building sites or in the office tomorrow. A few people might have the swag out after this match and sleep in the car. Ball goes out wide. Now they move the ball back. McLean, a bit busy in the second half. Good tackle though. Look to win the ball back, and now the foul's been given to Port. So the driving rain, if there isn't really an advantage for either side, it's blowing pretty much across the pitch towards the camera side. Now the ball plays long. Who can hold on to it? Simonopoulos up the line. Who can chase it? Clark will go after it. Williams does well and gets it out for a throw. Papadimitriou again the outlet for that ball. He really has been great tonight, because he's not necessarily a player that would like to body a man with his back to goal, but he's finding the ball to feet and able to incorporate his own teammates in play. He's doing very well considering the conditions. He's been doing such a good job in that role that even when Sam Smith has been in the starting lineup, he's been playing wide. So if they need that target option, they play the long ball out wide to Smith, and who for a tall guy is quite pacey as well. But when you have someone who moves well off the ball and is his primary attribute, that's transferable. You can play multiple positions if you have that, if you have that string to your bow, let's say. Now Clark up the line. Petrov cuts it out. Ooh. Ladies shorter challenges flying in. Monagal Bilhaz can't hold on to it, but it's well picked up by Cardamone. Bruno might have a bit of work to do later on in this match. Slongo. The midfield, it's a poor pass, they give it away. Now Papadimitriou, Slongo wins it back. Especially after you pump him up, his first touch tends to, the old commentator's curse. Mate. I think on the weekend for the Port Melbourne Hume game, I did say that Brad Blumenthal was having a quiet game, and a minute later he pops up and scores, so I'm not immune to the commentator's curse, that's for sure. Now the ball's out wide. So we wait for Moreland to have this throw. And to get to the national stage. To get to the national stage, you have to come through these pretty trying conditions.
Well, that's how you know if you're a team that works for each other. You are going to face arduous moments, and this is one of those, especially in cup football, where momentum can shift pretty rapidly within the 90 minutes, let alone over the course of a cup campaign. It's something that
McLean in near post.
Something that these teams are going to have to adjust to if they want to go through.
What a great opportunity! You could get a professional side come to your ground to play in the cup. Both sides have never made it before. Caroma now to bring the ball forward. In the channel, Timonopoulos has done well, looking for Ibrahim, but he's just offside.
Look the line ball though.
He gave it away, Kamal Ibrahim. He was always looking at the linesman before he was chasing the ball down, so sort of had a guilty conscience anyway. And then was quite upset when the flag went up. So.
And we received word from the marshals on the line that it was a line ball decision, but the guilty conscience, like you said, does him in there.
Now the long ball. Can hold on to it. It's headed away. Goodwin does well to try to get past Caroma initially, who used his body well. At the line. Kapar. Ball's very tight here on the left-hand side. And again, Kamal Ibrahim helps out his defence and wins a foul.
But another instance where Moreland has tried to stop playing the half counter, try and stop transitional scenarios, and it's something that, especially when they're so high at the park, which isn't something that's natural to them in terms of their tactical setup, it's something that they're going to have to stop. But whether that, how much the referee will be lenient in that respect in stopping that, it's something that we'll have to just look out for.
It's a good tackle there by Mahazi. So after his first initial tackle on Clark, he's timed them pretty well afterwards. Now they move the ball forward. This is good feet. And a good run.
Good pulling of advantage there too.
Josh McMonigal, who scored that screamer in the first half to give Moreland the initial lead. It's quite quick from when he goes from those stationary positions and then he accelerates. He's quick to get past. And speaking of Sam Smith, he's going to be coming on now for Port Melbourne. It's going to be Francesco Stella to make way. So once again, he's going to come on and he'll play a little bit wide. This is a tailor-made sort of game for the big Englishman.
Oh yeah, definitely likes it. With his back to goal, he's someone who can really, hold off a defender. But how that will incorporate the other players, that's going to be something that's very interesting as this match progresses.
And his first involvement in the game is to try to defend this free kick. Once again, McLean. Ball into the box, headed towards goal, and Janae Symes with an excellent save over the top.
If you're in that position, would you bring on a sub if you're defending a set piece?
Well, normally it doesn't happen, does it? Well, now they stay on the attack.
It seemed a bit of a risky time to bring him on, but nevertheless, they haven't really conceded. So all's well that ends well.
And Mahazi with the short corner. Ball into the box, deep to the back post. Header comes in, free header, and it's been put wide.
And that was Smith's man too.
So, Tiziano Salongo. And now Smith gets an involvement in attack. And he gets a handball that's not been paid by Bruno.
Excuse me.
Ball moved forward now. Igwanagoli has, out wide. Zhao. A couple of step overs. Just to cut inside, the fullback goes past him. Trying to get it in and wins a throw out wide on the far side. Katamone comes short. Going to leave it for Petrov. Now the ball goes into the box. Yeah. Cleared by Port, in back by Mahazi. Flicked on by McLean. And Symes will collect and throw it out. So good start to the second half by the Moorland Zebras. Carbon copy of the way they started the first half.
Yeah, exactly. As we were saying, this is very similar to how the first half played out, where Moreland is pressing them higher up the pitch, trying to make them lose the ball in positions. They would, higher up the pitch for Moreland, but whether they'll be able to keep that up is something that, like we said, will determine whether they go through in this.
That was a nasty challenge by Cardamone. He's going to be pretty lucky to not receive a card. It's very similar to the Mahazi tackle on Clark early in the game, but
who even then was lucky to just receive a yellow in that instance. If, as we discussed off air, if the pitch wasn't as dry, if it was a slipperier surface, he might have slipped, gone right through, and would have looked far worse.
Port with the ball up to Smith, doesn't even reach him. Mahazi, defensive header out for a throw. So, ball spent a lot of time out side the pitch in the second half. Ball's out wide again.
But the stop-start nature to this second half probably suits Moreland more than it does Port, I'd say.
Sort of a game that seems likely to be going the distance. And the rain's picked up even worse and worse. Trying conditions for everybody here.
Shout out to the crew here who are doing a very good job considering the conditions here.
And shout out to everybody at home on their nice, probably in front of the fire with their iPad watching the game.
Hope you're enjoying it as much as we are.
Can't hold on to the ball. Port get another throw. So Karoma throws the ball up the line. As the game hits a little bit of a lull. So it gives us a chance to go around the grounds. Still 0-0 between Altona and Northcote City. Timonopoulos forced back Karoma, and the foul comes in. And we've still got Apia still leading Sydney Olympic, and Moreton Bay and Olympic in Queensland are back level, with Moreton Bay scoring not too long ago. The Hill Brumbies are now being pegged back by Bonnie Rig White Eagles.
Something you'd expect in that match.
Yeah, they've done well to lead. It's pretty similar to Moreland, a lower division club, the Hill Brumbies. And Blacktown City leading Rockdale 2-1. Now Moreland forward. Ball played in, fired in. Eager with the touch. Karoma away. Ball was let to run.
Let that go.
Kapar now on the ball. Keeps it out wide. Plenty of numbers in the box for the cross. They slow things down. Now the cross gets whipped in. Who can get a foot there? Ball stays alive. McLean turns in, fires it back in, and Symes collects.
Kapar did well to step up there, especially when the back was, with the back facing the goal. He did well to provide an outlet and get that ball in. Ooh!
There's a poor pass. McLean nearly got there. Barry Lambropoulos just clears it, and the ball skids over Petrov. And fortuitously, it's going to find his man in Kamal Ibrahim. Going to move the ball forward. And Papademetriou now. Timonopoulos into the box. It bounces. Who can get there first? Going to shot get away. It's over the bar. Great opportunity for Port Melbourne.
Very good movement there from Dimitropoulos. He made the initial movement for the pass overlapping, but then he able to move, fluidly adapt to that, and provided the other option for Smith. Got the shot off, but not something he'd be happy with in that instance.
He's done well, Smith, just delayed in the path of Papademetriou, who's playing out wide with Smith up top. Just with that left foot, just got underneath it. And Port were that close to taking the lead. Now Clark on the ball. Gets it into the channel. Kamal Ibrahim will chase.
Williams will catch that. Yep.
Williams has done well to get it out for a throw. Kamal Ibrahim's found a bit of space in this game. He's probably been the busiest of the wingers in this game.
Yeah, probably, especially as this match has progressed. Like, play tended to filter down Francesco Stella's side in the first half, but then with the substitution and Kamal Ibrahim is starting to find his feet in this match.
Moreland gets to the ball now. Out wide. Port get the ball back. Mahazi. Slongo's done well. Kapar cuts inside, gives the ball up, and Mulcahy goes back to his goalkeeper.
It looks like we've got a Twitter Q&A here tonight. It looks like one of the viewers tonight, Mark Boric, has asked how is Bruno's hair holding up in the rain. It looks like it's doing
shot
very
comes
well.
in. What a finish that is! Moreland take the lead again. What an excellent finish was that! And it is Alec Goodwin with the left foot, took a slight defection, hit the top corner, and Moorland Zebras for the second time tonight take the lead.
That's some finish.
What was that?
It's just outside the box. And they all celebrate. Whoa, Alec Goodwin. He's got a big smile on his face. What form he is in at the moment. Hat-trick on the weekend. A goal, is that the one that could get Moreland Zebras to the national rounds?
Especially at this stage in the match. You've got 20 minutes now to hold out, or 25 minutes now to hold out for Moreland, and it looks like it's something they were going to do, especially after they scored. Give it smart football. They want to be able to contain here for the rest of the match.
So what have Port Melbourne got?
It's entirely up to them now.
Mulcahy into the box, it's headed away. McLean will pick it up. I think Port, as this game's getting closer towards the end, will have to commit extra numbers for it. Goodwin's done well to move the ball into the left channel. Goes towards the line. And a battle with Perry Lambropoulos, who gives away the corner. So the Zebras stay in attack.
I think it would be Port, wouldn't it? Yeah, no, it was Moreland. So, yeah. So that's home.
So opportunity now. After just taking the lead again, McLean's going to go over and take this corner. So McLean, can Moreland score again? Ball comes in. Symes comes out and with a double fist punches it. I think in the dry conditions he probably would have grabbed onto that. Mahazi's fouled. And another set piece for Moreland Zebras.
Another chance to put Symes under pressure. Considering that instance there, he looked kind of hesitant running out. Although the punch is probably the more reasonable thing to do in these conditions. It's something that you would want to test him in. So you put it in the area between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot, and then you're half a chance in these instances.
There's some funny buggers going on with Kamal Ibrahim, making sure the ball's put in the exact spot that it should be. So Mick Monagle, who scored a screamer in the first half, is going to get laid off to him. No, Goodwin goes himself, and it's wide. The ball did shift. Sort of thought he was just going to poke it to Mick Monagle. He has his position and let him strike. He's on the ball now. Over the top. Goodwin trying to hold on to it. Fights for it. McLean takes it away. Gets a shot away. Deflected up in the air. And once again, Symes was just a little bit sort of lost it, I think. And the ball loops over and hits the top of the net. So
always a heart and mouth moment there for a goalkeeper when the ball's deflected like that off your defender.
It's pretty similar to the Goodwin goal moments ago that did take a bit slight deflection and hit the top corner. McLean now over to take another set piece. Going near post, it bounces, difficult one to get away. Port's done well. Now they move the ball into the channel again. Rashid Mahazi trying to win a corner against Karoma. Holds the ball away from him in the corner. He's done well. McMonagle, he has.
Probably better to get the ball out here.
Kapar. And they'll go back into the defensive half. Slongo has been colossal in this game so far.
He's been very good on both attacking and defensive senses. He's been been very good in terms of where he's winning the ball and the scenarios he's winning the ball. He's able to get the team and rebounding quickly in possession. He's been very good tonight, especially playing on someone, in the first half, it was probably more a mobile mover off the ball in Papadumitru, but Smith might be more conducive to what he does.
It's eager forward. That goal that they did concede was just from poor passing, leaving the defence exposed. Papadumitru outside the box, hit the bottom corner. So it was Moorland Zebras 2, Port Melbourne 1. And the Sharks have a lot to do to try to get back level. Just under 20 minutes plus stoppages to go. As the Zebras are getting close to reaching the national rounds. They can almost taste it.
And imagine if they get up here against Port Melbourne, what kind of confidence that's going to bring for the rest of the league season. They're in good stead in NPL 2. Despite the questionable standard of the league as a whole, in terms of the standard of play over the past couple of seasons, it's something that's going to really boost confidence for the league campaign as well.
All out wide looking for McLean. And now McLean gets the ball. Katamone did well to win the ball back. Jadil fights for it. Who can get there first? Eager slides in.
Did well to commit there.
And now Clark into the channel. Sam Smith's not happy.
Not happy.
Once again, that little tactic of bumping the striker off the ball when they look to play the long ball over the top.
Hashtag dark arts.
It's definitely very dark arts. We've seen it a few times, but we've also seen the Port players go down a little bit slowly. Jadil out wide. Cross into the box.
Good ball in.
Over the back, McLean. Who can get there? Is it still alive? Symes gets onto the ball. And once again, Symes just misjudged it in the air. Let McLean have that free header into the ground, and it just hang around near the goal for an eternity, it seemed like, and then Symes picked it up.
But despite the advantage on the scoreboard, this is exactly the kind of game Moreland wants to play now, because Port Melbourne has to commit numbers forward. Moreland, being an inherently reactive side in how they play, is going to benefit in a situation like this. And if they can move the ball quickly upon winning the ball and in good positions on the pitch, it's something they're going to be able to. They're going to be dangerous.
Well, Port Melbourne do make their second change. As we just get a replay. It was Fiston Azizi seems to be the one who's just come onto the game. Long ball. Katamone on the left. Once again, they hold on to this ball on this left-hand side. And McLean lets the ball run out. So just confirming, Fiston Azizi did come on. Just trying to work out who did come off.
They look a galvanised bunch here, Moreland, especially after that goal. The bench is very vocal, getting their players to really compress space, really press up on their man, especially on their first touch.
Long ball looking for Clark. And it's cleared out. It's like Fiston Azizis comes on for the goal scorer, James Papadumitru. As they look to try to get back level. Moreland Zebras. Gonna have to defend this ball into the box, back post. Can get there, comes back across, and it's over the top.
Would you say the sub for Stella's kind of stagnated them a bit?
Yeah, just a couple of times they've looked for Sam Smith. He just hasn't been able to hold on to the ball. Slongo's really taking over in that battle. And they sort of lose that bit of creativity out wide.
Yeah, you've kind of seen a change in tactic from Port Melbourne, but it's considering how well Slongo's played. Was it really the option to do? Although considering that, despite the benefit of hindsight,
looks like they've made a change. It looks like Clark's going to play up top with Sam Smith. Caroma lets it run, goes back to his keeper, and it's sliced out wide.
Oh, and the Moreland bench lets him know about it too.
Looks like Sam Smith and Clark will be playing up top with Kamal Ibrahim still staying wide and Fiston Azizi on the right wing. So you'll see Timonopoulos and Mulcahy in the midfield. Ball gets thrown in that corner again. Now cross comes in. Headed away. Mahazi gets it out wide. Everyone's got their hands up, hailing a cab. It's like in the city at 3 a.m. Yeah, that one or two cabs pass and everyone's got their hand up. And Northcote City have taken the lead against the Altona Magic. Thanks to Marcus Copsey. Saw him on FFA radio last week, helping us with the updates tonight. And another foul out wide. So just having a quick look at the radar too, and this rain's not really going to let up. So Moreland Zebras have done well to contain things since going in front. Once again, the ball gets played up long. It's flicked on out wide. Port clear. Clark used his body and gave away the foul. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest. Kapar looked like he was the one trying to jump over the top of him.
Yeah, you got to give the benefit to the one who's actually trying to make the play on the ball there, and it didn't look as though Moreland were really looking to play in that instance.
Kapar is injured, the left back at the moment, holding onto his ankle. Did land a bit awkwardly. Tried to stand up. The Moreland bench is still waiting for the referee to allow them to treat the player. He picks himself up now, so Slongo now. He's got a smile on his face too, Kapar, as he makes his way to the heart of the defence.
Speaking of dark arts.
Another dark art from the Moreland Zebras. Now
Seems
Slongo.
they're very well versed in this element of the game.
Slongo into the box. Mahazi couldn't control it. Azizi around the corner and strange pass. Could have cleared it. Jadil now trying to turn his Katamone. And wins. It's in fact the offside flag has gone up against him.
But you look at even in that instance of play where Papadimitri would usually be the one to drop deep, and especially he would be a release point in that initial phase of play. And that's where Port Melbourne have kind of struggled as the match has gone on.
Get it cleared again. Hands go up for Goodwin being offside. Not given. Now McLean to bring it forward. Now out to Alec Goodwin. Again, they've done well just the last 10 minutes just to contain the ball in this left wing.
But how much of that is dependent on, Port Melbourne's lack of functionality in possession? It's a bit of, half a dozen of one, 6 of the other, I guess.
The ball almost got cut back to McLean, but the flag goes up. And it's Danny Dixon, the goal scorer in the other game. So Northcote, Eric Vasiliadis, and so far has kept a brand new Northcote City side out of the relegation zone at the halfway point of the season, and now he's on the brink of seeing them. In fact, now they've gone 2 goals up.
2-0.
So 2-0 to Northcote as the goals fly in there. So tonight at the moment, so tonight is still the greatest chance for a second division side to get to the national round of 32. As the rain has sort of let down for a little bit, Mahazi goes over. It's a foul's given. He's left in a heap in the middle of the pitch. So, a bit of push and shove in the middle as Mahazi now gets to his feet. Just once again, all these stoppages really help Moreland Zebras as we approach the final 10 minutes of this game.
Yeah, as we were saying it earlier in this second half, the stop-start nature is probably going to benefit Moreland more, especially now with the 2-1 lead.
Just 2 excellent finishes too. They did score 6 on the weekend. Well, in fact, they scored 8. 2 goals, marginal offside, not given. They've been taking it up to Port Melbourne, the NPL side, who's in the final spot at the moment. Ball cleared forward.
Asking a bit of Azizi there with that pass.
The ball goes out for another throw. Kapar now at the halfway. Been told to throw it up the line, and he does. Who can hold on to it? McLean and Goodwin fight for it. Goodwin's done well again. And now he can move it forward. Went for the nutmeg. Deflected
Good
out.
tackle, though.
I'm not sure about that. McMonagle has...
Looked a clean challenge there, despite the position that he came from in challenging for the ball. It didn't look like he got any of the man there.
So the foul was being given, but I agree with you. I thought he won that clearly. Eager. Port have to move the ball forward with a little bit more urgency. Karoma now moves up the pitch, and Lambropoulos will go to the centre. Simonopoulos around the corner.
So you look at the distance between the midfield and the front three now. It's getting far more stretched, and it's not really conducive considering how deep the midfield is sitting in this instance.
Yeah, they finally get it up to the top, but once again,
yeah, but this is what happens.
Too isolated.
Yeah, too isolated, especially where Mulcahy was. Mulcahy was basically between the central defenders.
So Moreland is that close now. Chance to get a bit of possession.
Again, he's done very well there, Slongo.
Move the ball through the midfield. McLean started his run and then stopped, and at that moment, Slongo put his head down to play the ball. So I'll give him we've been pumping him up all night. I'll give him a little bit of slack with that pass. Michael Egan now to bring it forward. Just doesn't seem likely for this equaliser at the moment. Over the top, Smith has made a good run. Slongo with him every step of the way. No foul given, so Smith comes away with the ball. Is this the chance for Port? Smith slips over. They still hold on to the ball. Need a decent ball into the box.
That's
to the back ball. Azizi, what can he do? Flashes it back across. Ooh. Who can get the shot away? And once again, it was Slongo to block Sam Smith. And Janace picks the ball up for Moreland.
Yeah. These are the instances that Port Melbourne really have to capitalise on, because it doesn't look like they haven't really been creating much as time has progressed here in this match, and they, with the minimised level of chances that they're getting, they're going to have to take advantage of one. So, notwithstanding the quality of the shot that they're going to create.
Well, here's a chance now. Mulcahy into the box, going to flash a shot away. Great defending again to block it.
Oh,
Janace eventually gets to the end of it. Great opportunity as Mulcahy made his way into the box.
But they're the kind of runs you need to make from central midfield, especially when play's stagnating like this. You need your central midfielders to be able to penetrate, despite the good intervention from Slongo on the last line of defence.
There's a couple of sloppy moments from Janace, and his clearance nearly got returned back with interest, but
luckily able to reset.
Petrov did well to head the ball back to him. Goes out wide this time. It's a very hard one for McLean to try to control. Karoma. And the foul now goes to Clark. Karoma wants to move it quickly, and McLean's done well to slow it down. And Goodwin will stand in front of the ball as well. So,
as he asks how far, knowing exactly where he needs to be on the pitch. 2 balls have gone on the pitch now. This is fantastic time-wasting tactics here from Moreland. We're not going to be too incriminating, but...
Azizi now, near post, it's just wide. And I must admit, it was Marcus Copsey who tried to throw the ball back. And he unfortunately threw the ball back onto the pitch. So ball boys now collected the ball. No multi-ball here.
I don't think the Zebras would have been too upset with you throwing the ball on the pitch there, mate.
So now they've come close. Once again, like the first half, a couple of sloppy passes from Moreland let Port Melbourne back in. And they've got another player down at the back. So it might be Petrov who's the one down, holding on to his ankle. So
has been in the wars a bit tonight.
Well, we are getting towards the final stages of games tonight. So Apia Tigers have doubled their lead against Sydney Olympic. Moreton Bay have now taken the lead against Olympic from Queensland. Hill Brumsies are still losing. In fact, Moreton Bay Olympic have just equalised against Moreton Bay as I speak.
It's all happening.
Bonnyrigg White Eagles 2. Hill Brumbies have fought hard, but that game's towards the end and they're losing 2-1. Northcote City with a 2-0 advantage over Altona Magic. And Rockdale and Blacktown City look to be going to extra time, 90th minute, it's 2-2. The Tarrawanna Blues, they're 0 with a red card, and Hakawa Sydney 3. And Marconi Stallions are now been pegged back by a goal. It's 2-1 now in that game with Spirit. So it's definitely Spirit.
What's the Strathmore, mate?
I've definitely got a bit of the water in my glasses at the moment too, so I'll just quickly wipe that off. Yes, it is Spirit. Janace now.
Although it would have been nice to see Strathie at this stage of the cup.
It would have been excellent. Was it State League 3 maybe?
That is.
Ball now forward. Slongo takes it away, looking to win a foul. He's done well. For me, he's been probably the man of the match tonight.
I would say so. I think he's been a very composed figure at the back for Moreland and has been able to, be a release of pressure for them. He's been able to, but football is about being able to relieve and apply pressure simultaneously, and he's been able to do that with where he's won the ball, where he's been able to start attacks for Moreland. He's been very good tonight.
Plays it out wide.
That's another good ball.
Jadil is fouled. What an excellent ball. Crossfield ball, all the numbers
right
back.
On his foot.
It was a great first touch, and there might not be a need for extra time. Rockdale City 3, Blacktown City 2.
Grand slam finish over there in Sydney.
So, but I do believe that this will be the first side that's not playing in the top division to make the national round of 32 so far.
I believe so.
So Moorland Zebras need to hold on for another 3 minutes plus stoppages, and I'm sure we're going to see quite a few stoppages. Could easily see 5 or 6 minutes, I think, in the second half stoppage time. But can they get a third now with this set piece? McMonagle, he has now, clips it in deep to the back post. It's over the top and goes out for a goal kick. So McMonagle, he has with that excellent goal in the first half. Had James Papadimitriou in the first half score for Port, and Alec Goodwin from outside the box. Deflected effort, took the top corner. And now it's up to Port Melbourne to press forward. Symes goes out wide. Leaves his defender in a bit of pressure. All he can do is go up the line. Been able to hold on to it. Got to get the ball up the pitch. Now this is where Smith has to hold on to the ball. Tries to lay it off in the path of Mulcahy. Mahazi read it well. And Mulcahy fouls him in the middle of the pitch.
But not the best of passes there from Smith. Didn't really asking a lot of Mulcahy there, especially considering the position Mahazi was in. Really needed more on the pass and not really giving him much to work with. And then that's not ideal considering the situation that Port Melbourne is in right now.
He's done a power of work as Rashid Mahazi. Was a utility player at the Melbourne Victory. Was much maligned by Victory fans.
I think we've also seen the best and worst of Mahazi tonight. Considering why Mahazi was maligned, he's been able to do a lot of defensive work and been able to stop attacks for that respect, for the benefit of Moreland. But then, although they're in front, Moreland have kind of been stagnant at times in possession. But fortunately for them, they've been able to react and capitalise in those situations.
It's easy with the early ball in now. Here's Kamal Ibrahim. Can he get a left foot shot away? Has to go out wide.
Ooh.
There's a foul going to be given. Back post is where the ball goes. Can't keep it in. They're calling for a free. I thought advantage was going to be paid, but there was just no foul paid at all. And the Moreland Zebras bench is getting even more excited.
With each stray pass, they find they're growing more. They're growing further in belief.
They still got substitutions up their sleeve too, to Moreland.
So we're going to see 2 by injury time?
I think we might see a couple by injury time. Eager away. You can keep on to it.
5 minutes of injury time here.
So there's still a chance for Port, but they've got to get the ball back. Spot on Malish. Jadali into the corner. looks to hold on to it. Can win the ball back. Eager's done well. Flicks it to himself and clears it, but not into the greatest area. Kanamone. Hold on to it. Now over the top. Mahazi. And a flag goes up. So Port do get the ball back.
And he's one of those subs coming on for Moreland now.
And so we'll wait to see who the substitutions are going to be. It's Port Melbourne now. Now eager to bring it into the attacking half. Kamal Ibrahim turns away and almost gives the ball back. Karoma in the middle to Monopolis.
But he had space to turn there, Ibrahim, and his first touch took him away from goal, and it kind of slowed down the move for Port, but they're able to go on here. Oh,
ball comes in into the box, cut back, and they do well to get it out for a corner.
Good work from Azizi to really penetrate with his run.
Looks like that substitution's going to be made now. Josh McMonagle-Ilhaz, who scored that goal in the first half, is going to be making way and coming on in his place. We're just going to try, it's going to be number 18 to come on. As we're waiting for the substitution to be made. As we wait. They've taken their time to make this substitution. It's going to be Aaron Turner who's going to be coming on. So Turner's going to go straight to defending, as you said, giving up sit piece and then making that substitution. Chance for Port Melbourne. Into the box. Back post it goes. Headed away. Symes is up. And Symes does well to foul. Trying to slow things down.
Had to make that foul considering where he was on the park.
So he's frustrated with himself, but it gives Moreland another opportunity to slow things down. He's holding the back of his head. He's a Moreland player there. So surely, because he's holding his head, the referee's just got a signal to get the medical team out there. In fact, by not allowing the medical team out there with a head knock, it's just slowing the game down more, and it's a little bit more dangerous.
And on comes the younger Cardamone.
Stefan Cardamone. Once again, it's pretty strange. There's still medical attention. He's still waiting on the sideline trying to get back, but gets to his feet now. You're at the younger brother, who just crossed over from Bulleen. Strange, I'm pretty sure he was on the team sheet Monday night in the game against the Bentley Greens. Janace Long. Eager lets it bounce. I'll be able to head the ball back to the keeper. Now Symes has got to pick it up and launch it. He's got Smith and Clark through the middle. Goes long, looking for Sam Smith. It hasn't got enough on it. Smith cannons into the back of his man. It is full time, and Northcote have now made it to the national round of 32. Can the Moreland Zebras join them? Can Port get a late goal and send this to extra time? Smith can't win it in the air. It bounces. Slongo gets it away. Cardamone clears it out for a throw. So once again, they're trying to get this change. Ball goes long. Slongo away. Moreland Zebras are not happy that they couldn't take that.
Couldn't make that sub, yeah, they're not happy. But then again, that clearance, giving Port Melbourne possession back, that's not really conducive, not really ideal, considering the fact that they're going to be under pressure for the next 2 minutes. But here they're able to make the sub.
And it's going to be, and substitutions, the fourth official has to push a few players away in Goodwin and Mulcahy. It's Malish Jadale. He's going to make way, and Stefan Cardamone will be coming on. So Moreland's now made all their substitutions as we wait for this to be done. I think the referee's still talking to these two players. So Milish Dajal has had a pretty good game on the wing.
He has had a good game, especially in situations where he was in isolation. He's done well, but he's going to take his time coming off here tonight.
He now makes his way to the byline. We must have played
Eventually.
those 5 minutes already. I reckon there's been more stoppage time than game time in the last 5. Moreland Zebras are so close they can taste it. Ball gets thrown back. Going to have to lump it up. Well done by Perry Lambropoulos to get away from Goodwin. They clip the ball out wide. Eager. Can he lash it across? And it's in the back of the net. Moreland Zebras concede an own goal right at the death.
It was Williams.
Jacob Williams put it into his own net. Plenty of numbers forward. Silence on the Moreland Zebras bench. They were that close, and it looks like we might be going to extra time.
But this is the risk you run when you don't want to, when you cheaply concede possession like that. The possession of the ball is the best way to relieve pressure, and they haven't been able to do that since they have gone up, especially as the past 10 to 15 minutes have lapsed.
Wow. With close to the last kick of the game, it looks like we're going to be going the distance. And now they move it out wide. So they've made those substitutions. And now it is full time here. It is 2-2. Port Melbourne equalise in the last minute. There's no magic of the cup so far for the Moreland Zebras.
What are you talking about? There was a last-minute own goal. That's magic
not for the Zebras. They were that close to getting to the national round of 32. But we are going to be going to extra time. It is 2-2 goals in this game. In the first half, it was McMonigal Ilhaz with a long-range strike. James Papadimitriou with a goal. And in the second half, Alec Goodwin hit the top corner. And then an own goal, as we see the James Papadimitriou goal right now, lashed it into the bottom corner. What an excellent finish that was. Possession given up cheaply. And then Alec Goodwin with a deflected effort hit the top corner. And as we see now, Lambropoulos did well to get away from Goodwin, play it towards the corner, and just fired back in across, and the ball was deflected into the own net. Michael Eager.
You always have a chance when you put the ball into positions like that, and you're making defenders face their own goal. And Jacob Williams, unfortunate to be able to score the own goal, but it's a consequence of pressure.
So now all the momentum's with Port Melbourne. They were quick to get over to the huddle with Adam Piddick. He's looking to get back to the national round of 32 in the FFA Cup, as he did with Moreton Bay up in Queensland last year. And Moreland Zebras, well, they've got their heads down at the moment. We can see them right in front of us. They're going to have to fight for an extra half an hour.
It's a matter of will now.
So both sets of teams are still in their huddles. Both teams laying down the team talk. Jim Eastis and Adam Piddick talking to their teams. And we just see how unhappy that Slongo is at the moment.
But see, this is what you have to do in terms of in cup matches like these. You have to be able to pick yourself up off the floor if you're put in a situation like this. And I guess that would be the message from Dimitris in this case. They have to find a way to regroup here tonight if they do want to go through.
Well, both sides are getting back to the pitch. That was a great goal by Goodwin, as we see in the highlights of the goals at the moment. But you just see this one. Who's tracking Michael Eager into the box? They were quite deep. And it looks like Cardamone, no, it was Kapar, was the one just sort of falling asleep. Eager went behind him. The ball was played to him, and then such a dangerous position. But here we go, extra time. We still haven't got an answer of who's going to join Northcote City tonight. Avondale from last night and Heidelberg, who've already qualified as being NPL champions last year.
Who are no doubt enjoying themselves considering the match has gone to extra time tonight.
with Heidelberg playing Port Melbourne on the weekends. Marcus Copsey's next to us, who's general manager of Heidelberg United with the biggest smile on his face. So he's looking to see that was the result he was hoping for.
I think we don't need the floodlights. How much Marcus is smiling here tonight, mate.
Well, we've got a break in the weather the last half an hour as well. So good old Marcus to bring his English weather with him as well. So now the ball gets played long. Moreland Zebras can't hold on to it. Azizi with bumps into the back and gives away the foul. So another opportunity to possibly get a set piece into the box, but the centre backs haven't moved forward. In fact, now they both scamper up. Slongo and Williams. When Williams like to atone for that own goal in the last minute. We did see that in the A-League so far this year.
That we did.
Can he atone like Terry Antonis did? Ball into the box, looking for Williams. Flicked on. Who can get down the post?
He does!
And Jacob Williams redeems himself and scores the goal to put Moorland Zebras in front for a third time.
Goodness.
From despair
To ecstasy.
to ecstasy. That's the word I was looking for, Ante Jukic. Moorland Zebras for a third time hit the lead. And as everybody knows, the man here at Port Melbourne Jesus puts the board up for 3 to Moreland with a shake of his head. And the Moreland Zebras, Jacob Williams, what a few minutes he's had.
But it was another instance where Symes really was rooted to his line. He didn't really make an assertive dive to stop the ball, and then it popped up perfectly for Williams there.
Good flick on, and Williams just couldn't believe his luck. Fell off the post. He was all on his own. And for the third time, Moreland Zebras celebrate, and Port Melbourne move it forward. Smith in a big battle. Going over there is Petrov. He's in quite a bit of pain, and a few challenges flying out. We've got players sprawled out on the floor. Petrov, and it looks like Clark. Gee, a couple of real heavy challenges flying
after
in.
Scoring that goal, Williams puts in a nasty challenge there.
He's doing it at both ends at the moment. It was Clark trying to hold on to, and he's just really put his foot through. But it's a dangerous set piece. And that's one thing I've noticed in this game, because we've got quite a few of the juniors behind the goal. Now, as the night's gotten a bit longer, the mums and dads have probably said it's probably a bit too late for a school night. So we've seen about 7 of them are left. There was about 30 earlier in this game. And Petrov is in quite a bit of pain. That was a really heavy knock in the air. It was brave by both players, Smith and Petrov.
Who did suffer a head clash not too long ago in this one. So he's been in a battle on the right side of defence for Moreland, but doesn't look good.
Gives us another chance to go through the full-time scores. And it is Moreton Bay and Olympic from Queensland. They're going to extra time as well. It's 2-2. It is the Zebras obviously leading here 3-2 against Port Melbourne. Sydney Olympic lose 3-0 to Apia. The Hill Brumbies lose to Bonnyrigg White Eagles 2-1. Northcote City 2-0 over the Atowna Magic, and they're the other Victorian side that's made the NPL, has made the FFA Cup National Round of 32. Rockdale City with that late goal, they win it against Blacktown City. The Tarrawanna Blues 0, Hakua Sydney 4, Marconi Stallions 2, Spirit Not Split 1. So Petrov is, well, they've made all their substitutions too, so they've got to hope that he can be continued, but they're definitely checking him for a head knock. So that's something else that could really happen in this game, playing the rest of extra time with a man short.
Especially after considering the motive as to why the substitutions were made late in the match. They were made primarily to waste time. And now Dimitris is in the spot of bother from a tactical standpoint here, especially if Petrov can't continue.
As we're going through the goals again. Got this picture-in-picture here thanks to Sportscast, who've weathered the storm with us tonight. And we've got a grandstand finish in this game. As we see this in just before the end of the game in stoppage time. It was Jacob Williams with an own goal, and it's him who have given Moreland Zebras the lead in extra time. And he's checking his jaw there, Petrov. So he's making the slow walk to the sideline if he can. It's going to be a brave effort if he can continue in this game. Oof. I reckon he probably... Well, if you look at the knock that he had, that sort of the ribs is sort of his main concern at the moment.
Especially after running out a whole match. So the physical duress that he would be under.
So Moreland Zebras do... So we see this challenger gang in the air. Definitely, I think
yeah.
I think
not
just
the impact,
just
not
the
just
arm. I think
going up at the header, but on the landing as well.
So there is that real possibility that they have to play the rest of the game with a man down, giving Port Melbourne a great opportunity. Azizi and Kiusis over the ball. It's going to be Feston Azizi. Fires it in. And it's tipped over the bar by Janace. What an excellent free kick that was.
Looked good off the boot.
Over the wall. It was pretty close to the keeper.
Yeah.
Who saw it go around the wall. Didn't really have to move, and just with a solid hand concedes the corner.
He was giving up the near post to kind of prompt Azizi to put it over the wall, but he'd positioned himself relatively well there.
Kiusis again to take the corner. As there's a bit of push and shoving in the box. There's plenty of players. In fact, it's good to see Daniel Petrov make his way back onto the pitch to try to play this game out. Kiusis with the ball in. It's flicked on near post. Is it going to be another corner? It won't be. Port Melbourne are not happy about this, and it's going to be a goal kick. So, Moreland Zebras get out of danger. As we look to see this, it looked like it was flicked on by Cardamone, so it probably should have been a corner. Janace now to bring the ball long. So Petrov is still not moving that freely, but he's going to be pretty brave and play out the rest of the game. Eager wins the header out wide. Here's a chance for Petrov versus Ibrahim. In the midfield, gives it up cheaply. Ball into the channel. Goodwin will chase after it. Lambropoulos will get there first. And now he can put his foot through it. Goes out wide. Petrov, who can control it. Kamal Ibrahim. And Port Melbourne look to move the ball with the ball over the top for Clark. Williams and Slongo get in a bit of a tangle, but Slongo will take it away.
It's an ultimately hopeful ball there from Igor. Like, you can't go away from moving the ball quickly but
well, Turner's done well here.
Quickly but fluidly.
And now here's a chance for Goodwin. Early ball into the box. Karoma gets it away. Still in the attack, Moreland. Can they get a fourth? Into the near post and Port get it clear. As you were saying, Ante, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. This is better from Port Melbourne in this instance. Instead of just hoofing the ball long to Smith, just hoping that he's going to get him behind the defence.
Well, they get him behind here, Port Melbourne to Smith.
There it is.
And Sam Smith scores for Port Melbourne.
Oh, no commentator's curse there.
Oh, they broke with numbers. Ball fired in. Sam Smith seemed to mishit it a little bit. It goes to the other side of Janace. Ball into the box. He just hit that basically with the heel, and it beats the keeper. And once again, the juniors celebrate, and we're back level. It's 3-3.
But a complete opposite to their last attacking movement, where just a hopeful ball, trying to get Smith in behind the defence with the long ball over the top. A hopeful ball. It's not. It's a very low percentage ball, but with Ibrahim having space to dribble into, he penetrates the space and forces defenders towards him, and space opens up as a consequence. Did great equaliser there from Port Melbourne.
It's one of the few times where they did commit numbers forward on that counter-attack, and just the midfield just being out of position, and it was so easy just for them to bring the ball forward and pick the pass. It was like a training goal, really.
He was really untroubled there, Ibrahim, basically strolling through the midfield. It's not like he was driving through. But
Sam Smith did make a good run early, so the defenders had to sort of track back.
That he did.
And now the ball, it's going to be a foul as the Port Melbourne crowd on the far side
find their voice.
They definitely find their voices. I almost lost it then. And they get another chance for a set piece. And for the third time, the fight of Port Melbourne, get them back level.
How many times do you... How deflating would that be for Moreland, considering the fact that they've gone up 3 times and really haven't been able to capitalise on it, either situation?
Ball in the box was missed. Eager will keep it alive. Can he try to set up another goal? Lays the ball back. Looking to get the ball into the box. Back post. Who can get there? Azizi holds on to his man.
Yeah.
It was well blocked out there by Kapar. Just wouldn't let him, backed into him, would not let him jump at the ball. And in the end, out of frustration, he's just piggybacked him. Now Janace. 5 minutes to go until the first period of extra time is over. Extra time has seen a goal to either side. Ball flicked on. We can chase after it. Here's a chance. In fact, it's cleared out well for a throw. Stay on the attack with McLean. Trying to get the ball through. Ambropoulos will pick it up for Port. Long ball over the top. Smith looking to control it. Shields it away. They've done well, but I think the offside flag will go up. It won't.
Wow.
Clark takes it forward. Back post. Kamal Ibrahim. Petrov gets there and heads it clear. And they scramble it away. Timonopoulos will pick it up. Now Chris Kiusis gets the shot away. It was a lazy swing of the left foot and puts it out. As Moreland are not happy about the offside call.
Nor they shouldn't be. But
it looked like he tried to turn his run when he was 5 metres offside. And
but as we were saying with Ibrahim before, when you have that guilty conscience, if you just run at the ball, play the whistle, you'll be rewarded at times.
Exactly. So it's like Port's thrown the 2 balls over there. Nason with another opportunity to clear. Long ball over the top. They flick it on and they hold on to it over the top. Kiusis has to deal with this. And not only does he get it clear, he finds Kamal Ibrahim.
But a lazy ball there from Goodwin. He was expecting the run to be made instead of actually looking up and seeing where the options were.
Slongo wins the header. Davide Cardamone, back to his goalkeeper. Port with their tails up at the moment. And they've really been on top since scoring the equalising goal. As the Zebras get it back. They can just try to take the sting out of it for a minute, but Slongo looks to switch it out wide. Kiusis all on his own though. You see Mahazi's just trying to shield his back four again.
Too much space between Ibrahim and Kiusis there. They can't really get the ball out to him. He was looking for the run in. Yeah, but even then, it's a hopeful ball over the top. But Port have done well to recycle the ball.
And played through the channel. Offside trap did not work. Kamal Ibrahim bursts into the box. It's going to be Smith. What a great block by Petrov, who throws his body in again.
Did very well there. Great last-ditch intervention there from Petrov.
And now they move it out. Kamal Ibrahim with an opportunity. You'll know he'll want to cut inside and get a shot away. Goes towards the byline. Great skill, side netting. That little Ronaldinho flick. Saw him go to the byline.
Wasn't expecting the elastico. I was also expecting the cut in and shot on his right foot.
I guess they did well, Moreland Zebras, to get numbers on the inside. So his only real option to find a bit of room was out wide.
But you could say Smith's touch let him down there, took him away from goal when the ball came in. Instead of, if a touch closer to him would have worked out, he could have either got the ball to Ibrahim or shot, from a better angle.
Ball now. Only a minute into the final minute before we approach the end of the first half of extra time. Another long ball over the top. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Janase will take his time, but pretty entertaining first half of extra time.
But it has been.
Saw Jacob Williams score from a set piece. Ball hit the post and fell back to him, and just a really easy sort of training style goal from Port Melbourne on the break. Ibrahim did well to find the pass out wide. Azizi put it across and Sam Smith poked it home. Substitute tonight with Sam Smith. Karoma. Good for Clark. Does well, and now they win the foul with Cardamone. Mahazi wants to move it quick, and he's found Goodwin. Can he reel it in? Looking for McLean.
But a hasty ball there from Mahazi. Probably a better option to just slow play down, especially with the half time of extra time coming up. Probably a better option just to really dictate tempo in that respect, and then look to penetrate instead of actually just rushing play, trying to get Goodwin in isolation.
Moreland get themselves a throw. We have played the 15 minutes, just waiting for the extra time. It's going to be 2 minutes of extra time. Eager. Ball falls in the midfield, Goodwin. Bit of room out wide. Kapar's going to drive into it on the left. Plays it up the line. Cardamone. The left foot of him looks to cut inside. It's a gang that goes towards the byline. It's a game they've been well to hold the ball into that possession that you know, if they want to kill a bit moments in the game, they go to that left wing. Now they can try to open things up.
Worth a hit.
And it's well over the top. Unfortunately there for Goodwin. He's got his confidence up after scoring earlier tonight. The 2 minutes have almost been paid here for the first half. Once again, we're set with a grandstand finish. Thought it was going to be a pretty even contest with Moorland Zebras flying high at the top of the second division. Port Melbourne so far in the NPL top 6, and it's half-time here in extra time. It is a goal apiece in extra time. It is 3-3, Ante Jukic.
Well, we've kind of seen how this match was going to play out with Moreland taking advantage from transition and dead ball scenarios as well. And the onus was always going to be on Port to be able to play through Moreland and be able to really find an opening. And you look at those two instances, that instance before they found their equaliser for the third goal was something that isn't going to be conducive for playing against a side that would openly like to restrict you. And the manner in which they actually equalised was better. They need more fluid play, and it's something that if they are to find a winner in the next 15 minutes, is something they're going to have to do more of.
Just going to have the slightest of little breaks here as both sides get a drink, and then we'll be back for the second half of extra time very, very soon.
Yeah. Unless Port finds an opening, that's... I think it goes to Port soon. Yeah.
There's the other one. There's the other one down there. Get it.
Okay.
Get it, now. Go.
It's all right. We're right to go back. Welcome back here for the second half of extra time. 3-3 on the night. one of these sides have 15 minutes and maybe penalties to get to the national rounds. My name's Chris Gleeson and welcome back Ante Jukic.
Good evening, everyone.
Hope
you're enjoying the football.
Port are going to have a set piece early in the second half.
For those that might be joining us from Paisley Park.
Yes, a few of the Paisley Park people who might have watched the game, frozen out there, found their way home and can listen to the stream. And you know, and so we would like to go through the Facebook comments with you guys tonight, but just with the inclement weather, it's pretty hard to get the laptop out here. I struggled with it for the first half, but
unfortunately Macs aren't waterproof.
They're not waterproof, unfortunately, so we've had to just give away the Facebook comments for the night, and I do apologise on that. And he's set piece with Chris Kiusis and Kamal Ibrahim standing over it again. Can Port, after trailing for 3 times on the night, can they get themselves ahead? Ibrahim in. Who can get there? Who can flick it? And it's cleared away by Moorland. And the ball goes out. There's Petrov again to mop up.
He's made some timely interventions tonight, considering the physical strain he's been put under. He's come up with some big stop.
It's a great opportunity there to flick it on. Now they've got another set piece. Kiusis to take the corner. Ball comes in near post. It's flicked away. And it's going to be Goodwin to take it away. He looks for McLean. He's got the pace to get past Mulcahy. Mulcahy read it well and gets it out for a throw.
Not the best delivery, though. You need to be able to beat the first man, and especially when you've got to put delivery in like that, the defence is able to quickly rebound. It's, you kind of turns out to be an opposite, even though you've got a corner.
They were very closely away. Once again, it was Mulcahy. We see a player down in the box for the Moreland Zebras. So once again, the referee's been very slow to allow medical attention to come out to any player tonight. He's kind of quite happy to let them roll around on the floor, being quite a bit of pain, and it's Davide Cardamone who's picks himself up now.
Eventually.
So now we see both coaches screaming at their players. So Cardamone now makes his way back into midfield, and the Zebras are now just about ready to take this throw.
Because it's a pretty big 15 minutes, and the coaches really have to be able to make their players focus and be able to really gear them up for what's to come in this second half of extra time.
I think there's a bit of a confusion between the two sides where it didn't go out for a throw, so Port Melbourne didn't realise they had to give the ball back. So Janace. He's getting ready.
Discussion there from the fourth official on the Moreland bench there.
Well, that's one thing when you're under the TP here at halfway, right in front of both coaches. You can get a little bit distracted about the language and from a few of the benches. Ball over the top. Eager mops up and clears. Azizi will chase after it. Ball's headed back. Kapar. Who can get to there first? Or get it away. Azizi forward. Clark wants to turn left foot, switches it out wide. It doesn't find its way to Kamal Ibrahim. Petrov.
Big casual there, Petrov, though.
Taken away by Ibrahim. Simonopoulos and Goodwin fight for it. Mulcahy clears. It's up in the air. Sam Smith can't win it. Williams does. And Slongo around the back picks up. Clears it out wide for Goodwin to chase. Eager's always going to win that battle. In midfield now Mahazi. Fights for it, loses it. Mulcahy forward. Williams will get there first. Goes back and his keeper will clear. Game getting a little bit stretched now, as you'd expect. Both sides playing on the weekend, a midweek game. Part-time footballers still fighting to make the national stage.
Still no shortage in commitment from the players here, which is always great to see.
It's been an excellent game to commentate and watch. And the break in the weather has definitely helped us the last probably 40 minutes. Simonopoulos around the corner, just had enough onto it. to get it to Eager. Once again, the ball gets played forward. Smith couldn't hold on to it. Ball goes back. Slongo gets there. And has he given the ball up? He has, and he's fouled Kamal Ibrahim. He did well to get his body in front. Try to be a little bit smart instead of just clearing it sometimes.
Probably one touch too much there. He did well to win the ball and get enough space, create enough space for himself to drive the ball up the line, but held on to possession. Might be punished for it.
We are into the final 10 minutes of play. At this moment, penalties look the likely one to get the side to the national rounds, but Port Melbourne are trying to get this winner right now. Ibrahim near post, flicked on, it's in!
Wow.
It is a goal, and it is Daniel Clark who looks to go to the national stage for the 5th time in a row. 4 times with Hume City. He flicks it onto the near post. Goalkeeper no chance. Port Melbourne for the first time lead tonight.
That was a fantastic ball in from Ibrahim, especially considering the corner only minutes ago. That was had much to be desired, but that one was perfect. Really, with a lot of pace, whipped in over the first defender. All you needed was a flick on, and you half a chance to get a goal, and that was exactly what happened there for Port Melbourne.
Port Melbourne now have the 4th.
Arguably deserved.
They've really taken over since scoring the Sam Smith goal in the first period of extra time.
Not only that, but considering the manner in which they fought back after going down each time, they've been the one that's been more active, the more assertive team in possession. Despite the fact that sometimes it can be a bit stagnant or rigid in play, they've been the team that has been more fluid in attack at times. And arguably this is deserved.
For the first time, the Zebras have to chase from behind. It's up to them to create the play now.
Something out of their comfort zone, from a standpoint of form and how they've gotten to this point in the match and how they've gotten to this point to where they are in the league. They've been the reactive team, and now they have to be the active team. It's going to be an interesting, final 8 to 10 minutes in this one.
Sam Smith holds it up. Karoma up the line. Is it going to stay in play? It won't. And it's going to be a Port Melbourne throw higher up the pitch. 8 more minutes they have to hold on to, Port Melbourne.
But especially at this phase of the match, field position is very important. It's always important, but it becomes so very crucial at these stages of the match. If they can hold it in there, then they're doing themselves a service to win and progress.
Ball comes into the box. It's cleared away into midfield. Port with all the numbers there to win it back. Eustace goes towards the corner. He's got a couple of Zebras around him. Look like they're going to win the ball back. The slip lets it go out for a throw. As ball gets thrown short. It's again Porter doing well to hold it into towards the corners. There's still plenty of time though to be bitten on the break.
But as simple as it sounds, you've got to get it further up the pitch.
Get the chance now, the Zebras, with a free kick. It gets them out of trouble. It's going to be leave to Janace. As we can hear Adam Pittick on the effects mic telling his defence to attack this ball as it's played long.
And not just
Goodwin versus
ball,
Eager.
but the second ball here.
Goodwin's done well to get the flick.
Very well there.
Goodwin will still fight. Foot goes through it and they get the foul.
But that second effort there from Eager was huge.
And now Port Melbourne slow things down to try to get out of danger.
Now this is the kind of pressure that's relieved when you make those kinds of efforts. Eager did very well there after making the initial challenge to win the ball as a header. Immediately gets back up, wins the ball from Port Melbourne, and they're able to relieve pressure in this instance and get the ball back in Moreland's half.
He's done an excellent job, especially himself and Mulcahy leading this Port Melbourne team. They've got a very thin squad. Most weeks it's the same 11 as Eager's going to get a yellow card for not moving the ball on quick.
Just as he goes to kick the ball, the referee is blowing the whistle there. I don't really see the logic in that, to be honest.
So he's shaking his head there, Michael Eager.
With reason.
It's a weirdly sort of referee game with consistency-wise.
Like what has been given and what hasn't been given, it's been kind of volatile in that respect.
Mulcahy has a lengthy chat to the referee too. You probably think more just to make it take a little bit more time. You sort of look at him, he's given the yellow card, but half a second later the ball was going to be in play. By giving the yellow card and having a chat to Mulcahy, it sort of takes another minute or so.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Kind of
damned if you do.
counterproductive to his actual to his initial decision.
Now another chance to play it into midfield. Eager over the top again. Ball falls for Clark. It's, at the moment, it's
better
his.
serve to hold on to it in that instance. He didn't need to play that ball over the top.
Ball's over now forward for Goodwin. Good first touch, now over the top. It's too easy for Lambropoulos to clear. Ball out wide to Goodwin. Holds onto it, he's got Mahazi in midfield. Numbers in the box, they want to try to get a cross in. Get it towards the edge. Kamal Ibrahim fights for it, it goes out, and it's going to be a corner.
So see, that all comes down from the loss of possession there at the halfway mark, when they could have been served to just dribble the ball up the pitch, try and get fouled even, or even find Smith there when the opening, but now they have to defend the corner. It's those little momentum swings in football.
Turner's ball in, who can attack it? It's ball alive. A couple of Moreland players go down in the box. It's still alive to be cleared. Now Port get it clear.
Eager again done very well there.
And they have to go back to the keeper. Everyone's back on side. Slongo will attack it. Ball bounces, Eager to mop up again. Header didn't get very far, but Karoma clears it out wide. Everyone sent forward for Moreland now as they try to chase an equaliser. Lepar throws the ball up. They get it out for another throw, but they get a little bit further up the pitch.
Get in! Come on!
Long throw now.
Runners! No foul!
Who can play off him? And it's a pretty needless foul to give away.
No foul!
Davide Cardamone's going to leave it. And it's going to be Aaron Turner again. Hit the last corner with the laces. It really hanged up. It's really got to try to do a flat delivery in.
They haven't really been able to capitalise in open play. These are the situations where they really have to take advantage of.
So, Port with all their numbers in this box. Ball played in. It's a decent ball in. The flick header. Who can get there? Port get a clear. Feston is easy away. Counter attack for Port. Long by Karome. By Kamal Ibrahim. Mulcahy heads it out. It's pretty smart by Mulcahy to actually head it out.
But then again, was it? It was probably the opposite thing from Azizi. It could have been, he had space to dribble into and get fouled, and even just stop play, relieve pressure for Port Melbourne, and he wasn't able to do that. And then it forced Ibrahim to play that ball to Mulcahy, and now they've won possession back now, but
Poor pass.
Yeah.
Williams stood out of defence and needlessly gave the ball up. They're so close now, 90 seconds plus stoppage time. Port Melbourne have only led this game for 12 minutes. And that, as it stands, they're going to the national rounds. Now they move it forward. Clark looking to switch it. It's a very tired looking pass. He's still able to hold on to it. Here's Sam Smith and Kiusis, who goes to the corner for Smith. And it's looked like it's going to be shielded towards the corner. And Petrov wins the foul. Going to move it quick. I should only expect maybe a couple minutes of stoppage time again, if that. Janace.
When we go, I'll tell you when.
It's long from him. No one really attacking it. The slice clearance lets Moreland back in.
But nobody's really let him know he had time to bring it down.
Slongo's now moved forward. It's another slice clearance, and it's going to concede a corner.
But see, these are the moments of panic with Port Melbourne. They've cheaply conceded possession in a moment where they are in the ascendancy, both in the not only in the scoreboard but in terms of energy as well. It's not like Moreland have been able to really penetrate an open play, and going to benefit from situations like this.
Ball goes in, the keeper's come out. He's actually nowhere near that. Didn't even get a chance to get to the box. He scampers back now to Janace. And it's going to be 2 minutes now have gone up. 2 minutes to go. Ball out wide. Is the flag going to stay down? It doesn't. Kamal Ibrahim went really, really early then. He had the opportunity just to really slow down. He continued the run that put him offside.
He did check his run initially, and he did start the run in Port Melbourne's half, so probably a live ball decision.
Janace is going to have to put this in the mixer. Moorland Zebras trying to flick on and try to get a goal here. Poor goal by the keeper. Out for a goal kick, and that gives the opportunity for Symes to slow things down and take 30 seconds off. Portinelli there. But we did say that about Moreland.
That we did. That we did. Especially considering how much Moreland were giving up possession before Port Melbourne equalised. And it's something that, kind of become kind of be an opposite in this respect.
Symes plays it long. Smith wins the header. Ibrahim over the top. Gives it back to the keeper, so Moreland get an opportunity. Play another long ball. Everyone's forward for Moreland as you'd expect. Goodwin, it's over his head. Eager, as always, wins the header. Cutamone forward. Eager just mopping everything up. And Port get it clear.
Just needs a calm head to really stand on the ball here. Port Melbourne not really doing themselves any favours in relieving pressure and just keeping the ball. And especially how deep they're sitting at times.
Well, Port pressed quite a few numbers up then to try to stop that. Sort of left them a bit short at the back, but Karoma was able to head it out. And now the full-time whistle goes. It is Port Melbourne who will get to the national stage. And Daniel Clark's extra-time goal separates the two sides. And for only leading for no more than 13 minutes in this game, Port Melbourne break Moreland Zebras' hearts. And it is them and Adam Piddick once again who joins the national stage of the FFA Cup round of 32.
Very entertaining match here tonight, Chris. I'm glad I was here for it with you. Moreland were really able to capitalise in isolated moments, and it was always going to be up to Port to be able to, really dictate the terms in this match. Although they found the winner via a dead ball, they were the ones who scored, really during open play and not from broken phases of play. And if I will say anything, it's probably deserved that Port Melbourne were the team that went through in this one.
Well, celebrations for the boys at home. The Port Melbourne Sharks are there. They will join Heidelberg United, Avondale, the Bentley Greens, and also tonight Northcote as being the Victorian NPL entrance to the round of 32. We will also see Melbourne Victory and Melbourne City, so 7 Victorian clubs in the 32.
Forza DPRV.
So that is, we're going to segregate. We're going to. That's Victory. That's Victoria separating from Australia, isn't it?
That we are.
That's it. So I've finally caught on. There's 7 of us. One of us is going to win it. Victoria will take out the FFA Cup. But tonight it is Port Melbourne Sharks through. My name is Chris Gleeson. I've been joined tonight by Ante Jukic. It's been an absolute pleasure, mate.
It has been. Thank you very much for having me. We'll see you in the next round.
We hope you've enjoyed the coverage tonight, and hope you enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you and good night.